Well, Blavatsky also published a magazine called Lucifer with a woman named Annie Besant. And here's a letter written by Annie herself with the official Masonic letterhead. And here Annie signs off as a 33rd degree Freemason. Printed also in the left-hand corner, Annie Besant, 33rd degree, and a member of the Supreme Council. Undeniable and undisputable. Please don't make me prove it to you over and over. Have you caught a glimpse of who you're dealing with yet? They're all Freemasons, high-ranking, and they're all buffeted by a plethora of Masonic dupes who don't know any of this because they can't decipher the symbols and they don't care to try. They're proud and boastful and defensive of their beloved fraternity, in which they get to rub shoulders with the most important people of their suburbs, cities, and towns, and in which they got on their knees to take blood oaths of death, calling other old decrepitated men worshipful master, yet still they think it's innocent and there's nothing to hide. Delusional and lost, almost beyond hope. Some of them still think it's a Christian organization, just like the founder of the Satanic Church described. What do you get when you carefully conceal Satanism with Christianity? You get Freemasonry. People, Satanism is at the core of our world, and it is behind the new order that will be implemented soon enough. It will be all done through deception. You'll be tricked. Remember how I told you that the all-seeing eye sees that we're in hell? Well, the massive witch and Freemason Helena says so right here. Satan is the minister of God, Lord of the seven mansions of Hades, the angel of the manifest worlds. Hades means hell, manifest worlds means earth. This is who you're dealing with. This is the religion and the beliefs of the rich, powerful, and famous. And yes, politicians. Do you want to go back to sleep? You can sleep after this. What is going to do to you? Coming up in this many minutes. For those who simply refuse to believe that Bono or Scott Morrison or Prince can be Luciferians because they all go to church, let me show you another Masonic ritual they do. And this is before Satanism or Luciferianism is revealed to the candidate. And then you tell me if Bono or Scott are capable of secretly believing in Lucifer. It all starts here with a Masonic apron. Different kinds signifying different grades. Have you guessed what it's hiding yet? The genitals. Pretty obvious. Like everything else they hide, once you can see. The genitals are the true working tools of a Mason. Freemasonry is foundationally a sex cult, like Satanism, because it all starts with sex, doesn't it? Life itself starts with sex. So the mystical force of the true God of Freemasonry hides in the hidden part of the human body. That's the Holy of Holies, covered by the Masonic apron, the seat of God, the seat of Lucifer. See here with Satanist King Donald's artwork? The eye is attached to the horn god, but look at where the eye starts, from the waist down. That's where the apron of a Mason begins. And the one eye of Freemasonry is also the one eye of the penis, where life generates and springs forth.
What do you not think
See
about
the openly hidden secret?
What do you not think about that?
Yeah, it's a point.
I think it's a point, you know.
It's a point. He has a point.
And I can't front to say that was a point that I already knew, even though we've had like bare discussions on like Adam and Eve and the nakedness and whether forbidden fruit was sex. It kind of makes a little bit of sense still. I definitely know that they're on the sex magic, sex ritual thing. I definitely know that's what they're definitely on that. That's for facts.
Well, that's what it does symbolize. As I said, the serpent in Kemetan and all of those type of systems represented fertility. Do you get what I'm saying? So with the South Africans, with their story of these reptilians that came down, they changed their organs, so sex was permissible. Sorry, so they were able to have sex. So yeah.
Right. Okay. And now, I'm not going to get too into it, But if you can see Sneak's comment, I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna, you know, where else I'm getting. Yeah. So, boy.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
Yeah. But there seems to be enough. Yeah. So, what would you say that? What would you say? What's a pyramid represent? Is a pyramid a feminine or a masculine geometric? In your opinion?
Me? I would say masculine. And I would say also it represents a circle and a square.
Yeah,
of course.
Isn't it both? Because it's like it's got space on the inside.
Yeah, of course. That's what I said, circle and a square. Yeah. So,
okay.
It's crazy. But yeah, there's a lot more to it, obviously, like depending on your level of knowledge or not knowledge, should I say? Do you get what I'm saying? So,
what do they call it, Sneaks? Lingam. They call it lingam, innit?
Yeah.
Lingam.
Lingam.
Yeah.
Leone.
And
of the Masonic square and compass net?
Sorry, shivling. Shivling and a lingam.
Okay. Best to not break these symbols down any further. Because what? What do you mean? Huh? What's he talking about, mate? So what? Does anyone else on the panel? Did anyone else feeling this thing of the aprons are there to hide the genitals? The reason why I say that, is because Adam and Eve, when they bit the forbidden fruit, realized they was naked and covered their nakedness, or had their nakedness.
Yeah, that's the story, isn't it?
They had their nakedness covered by God Himself, who killed animals.
They realized they were naked, and then they asked God to cover them, or God covered. Are you sure they didn't cover themselves?
They covered themselves,
They covered themselves with leaves.
Well, they covered themselves with leaves, but they were hiding when He saw them, innit? And then He proceeded to make clothes for them.
Yeah.
Out of animal skin.
What? Like, are you sure?
Out of animal skins, yes. That's why I asked the question: what was God the first killer?
Yeah, I remember
he would have had to slaughter. Yeah, he would have had to slaughter those animals to provide clothing for Adam and Eve or whatever before He kicks them out of the garden.
Well, anyway, so yeah, Sniper's 100% right. The Lord God made tunics of animal skins for Adam and his wife and clothed them. But like, I swear down, the Bible coming like a
It's mad, isn't it?
The Bible coming like a what do you call this thing? Mandela effect. I swear to God.
But you could read them things in one Bible and it not be the same in the New International, New King James Version. So I don't disagree. Look, as we was looking at something the other day, and the whole word, it's a whole different word now.
Okay, here's the different Bibles, yeah? The Lord made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. The Lord God made clothing from animal skins for Adam and his wife. And the Lord God made for Adam and for his wife garments of skins and clothed them. Where we got King James? Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them. Yeah. So God definitely killed some animals.
He killed some animals, man. He's the first killer. He did the first sacrifice.
Is that what it says though? That's not
interlinear or transliteral.
Yeah, I don't.
Look for the interlinear or transliteral. I think you can click it at the top still. Right at the top.
But not all of them say animal though. Some of them just say.
Most of them say animal.
Yeah.
Click it where?
Hold on.
Because otherwise, where's he gonna get clothes from? Is he gonna?
Yeah, and
he's got still. He's got
the right in black. It says interlin. Yeah.
But obviously, this is a physical God walking in the garden, so we've already gone through that.
You have to read it backwards.
Yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know.
And made Yahweh God for Adam and his wife tunics of skin and clothed them.
Yeah.
Tunics of skin. Yeah.
It's a mad thing. But it just emphasizes that that this physical deity or being
Why did I
killed
not know?
animals and make clothes.
Why
Made
did I
clothes
not
with
know
it.
this? And like, there's some things that just don't make no sense as well. Anyway, I mean, we're not getting into this yet.
Yeah.
Why did I not know that though?
That's a
Like,
bit weird to me still.
I didn't know that either. It's weird.
I thought it was a leaf.
That's proper Mandela effect, fam. I was thinking
But
leaves,
God,
like they just
just
covered
make
themselves with leaves.
you know, you see this leaves
Depiction they're giving us.
that we just got head top from the media, images. That shit ain't in the Bible. The fig leaf. I mean, we literally just created that in our head from on popular culture. That shit ain't even real.
Look at Christmas.
But if you're a Jehovah's Witness, Jets, the image given to you would be them in animal skins anyway.
Bro, I don't know
it?
what in the New World Translation. I don't know what it says.
Yeah, the whole Jehovah's Witness one's even got animal skin, boy. Like Cain killing Abel. Them niggas got animal skin on. Mad.
Yeah. In the books, yeah, definitely.
The art, remember that art used to scare me, man.
Yeah, the art was bad.
Oh man, that was mad.
I'm looking for the Jehovah's Witness Bible new, and you know what? The name of the Jehovah's Witness Bible is just ugh.
Yeah, I know. It's all Masonic, mate.
Yeah.
It's all God.
Well, so man, don't believe in the Most High though. I'm feeling. I don't know, bro. I'm confused now, man.
Who don't believe in the Most High? They.
Come take a seat
No,
with
the
me.
man them here, man.
Come and sit with
What do
me
you mean?
for a bit. Let's get confused together.
Why would you say that?
I don't know, bro. Sorry, I must not be overstanding or something. Sorry.
Like what?
Talk your talk, man. What are you thinking? What are you
What
feeling?
do you mean?
No, like for me, the Most High is the Most High. Like, but I don't associate it with religion or none of these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying in religion, if you studied it and you've read these books, then you have a broader understanding. That's all it is.
Oh, cool. No, I just wanted to clarify that part.
Hold on. All right,
I don't know about that.
S, we good, bro. Then the eyes of both of them were open and they realized they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made loin coverings for themselves. So we good there. Right? Now
that's what I was saying before. They did their one, but then
and
they
they
got
got give them
scared.
some God's like, you can't be rocking that.
Yeah.
Later they heard the best over.
Yeah, because they were hiding. Even though they made that, they were hiding behind the bush.
Yeah.
In the
Do you know
bush.
it's interesting that though, like when we even think about like clothes.
So
But no one's arguing that God was walking in the garden. This
yeah,
is
but
the
how
mad
could
thing.
God? But how could God? Yeah.
Not see them?
How could you hide from God? How could you hide from God in trees? That's one. And why would God ask where you are? It reminds me of when God asked.
No, but
Satan.
you can. If you're not God, if you're not the Most High. Sorry.
It reminds me of asking God, of God asking Satan, where you been?
Right. And he said,
Right.
I've been to and fro in the
To and
earth.
fro. But why are you asking where I've been?
I just took your legs away as well. What the hell?
You know where I've been.
Huh?
You know
This is
where I've
after I've taken your legs away.
Oh yeah,
You get me? And asked you to crawl on your belly for your rest of your days and all of that. It can't have been you then.
Where
Lucifer.
are you?
It could have been Lucifer.
I heard your voice in the garden, but I was afraid because I was naked. So I hid myself. At that, he said, "Who told you that you were naked?
Bad man.
Have you eaten from the tree from which I command you?" It's a mad story, though. I really need to read.
It's not. If you look at it in terms of that, it was a God, little g, as in an angelic being. It was not the creator of the heavens and earth. It was just an angelic being walking in the garden, as it says in the first verse. Elohim, let us create them in our image.
Another thing that doesn't make sense is we're always kind of told that the serpent was possessed by Satan. Like, as in, it was always told to me in a kind of possession way. Like, obviously, the snake was symbolic of Satan, but we do understand that it was literally a snake.
It wasn't actually a snake. It was, as I said, there was something called a tannin. Yeah.
Here they said the serpent, and he says, because you have done this, you are the cursed out of all the domestic animals and out of all the wild animals of the field. So he likened him to an animal. right? And then another key to this is God created domestic animals. You get that?
Yeah, I just heard you say that. I'm thinking,
right?
Where
And
did it-
then
where's the
that
home?
makes me wonder, because you know, I got my little theory. Did God create a dog?
Very true.
No,
Because
thought
I
dogs were bred,
actually
no?
don't believe
I
dogs.
thought we made that out of wolves.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
what
don't,
I thought.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And scientists have come forward to say that dogs and wolves share so little DNA with each other that it's like they're doubting that initial theory.
Wow.
And
Yeah, 'cause they're so different as well.
if you get a dog book about the origins of dogs, you're definitely going to be like, "No, hold on. What's going on? What is a dog? That's a whole nother
it's
shenanigans.
just like a pig. It's just like a pig. It falls into the same bracket. There are many animals that we can say God didn't create that. Somebody or something else created that. What is a bat? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is a bat? What the hell is a bat? Is it a bird and a rat?
Yeah, but nah, but what? So
No,
what created
Who
it?
did that? Who did
Can I
that?
ask you a question?
That's bad.
If God cursed the animal to crawl on its belly for the
Yeah.
rest of its days, does that mean it was walking before?
Mm-hmm. That's why it was a tanin. That's why it wasn't a reptile of some sort. It wasn't it wasn't a serpent as in a snake. It was just a reptile of some sort that could speak, obviously, and had legs. You know what I'm saying? To be cursed, to crawl on the stomach and eat sand. Mad thing. But yeah, the tanin is depicted on the walls of Sumeria. If you want to see what a tanin looks like.
What is a tanin? Sorry, big up
It
everyone.
looks like a dog. It looks like a scaly dog.
Like a dragon.
Like a reptile dog. No, just like a dog.
Also, if you look at this in that interlinear thing, yeah, any of the Hebrew markings above, you can click on and see them in the codex and see what the supposed translation is in the codex.
Right.
Here we go. And Jehovah. Here we go. And Jehovah God made long garments from skins for Adam and for his wife to clothe them. So the other one was tunics, long garments. So these lot went from naked to wearing some long robes and shit.
Proper
God
clothes.
Man, I don't know, man.
Gucci. God made Gucci. The first Gucci, the first Armani. Or Primani was made. No, it was made by an angel, and it only has to be the angel that preceded the whole process in the first place. It couldn't have been the creator of the heavens and earth because the concept doesn't work that way. Do you get it? But if they say God was walking in the garden in the cool of the day, was it the big G or little G, according to their little book? Do you get what I'm saying? Or their Biblos?
See that bit?
So if we got to change it back to the words and say Elo or Elohim, then we know what we're talking about. But we're not really going to do that, so we just leave it to the big G, little G. And some places, it wasn't even a G, it was a king or a pharaoh or someone else. Do you get it? So it was just how we perceive it now. They just, fuck it, let's just put God. Big God, little God, whatever God. You got what I'm saying? Rather than king or this person or Jedi or, you got what I'm saying? Or S or, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that was the trick.
You lot tapped though.
That was the trick.
I just keep saying that, man. It's getting annoying, man.
Who's
tapped, bro?
And you're tapped. You're
Bro,
sitting there
maybe
tapped.
I am, bro. I don't mean to annoy you.
You're sitting there tapped.
What does it mean? I don't even know what that
Yeah, what makes you say they're tapped? Sorry, I just jumped on. What makes you say they're tapped?
Oh no, cuz I just feel confused now, bro. I think I'm tired.
First year.
Go on. What's confusing you?
What's confusing me?
Man don't worship the Most High, and then all of what are you doing today, man? You're doing lots. You're doing
I think
bits.
it's time for me to go. To be honest, I'm tired. I'll be honest.
You ain't got a goal, man. Just explain what's tapped.
I don't know. Like, nah, obviously, my thing is the Most High, innit? So it's like,
yeah, but you ain't even got a name for your thing. Your thing's anything. You're Muslim, non-Muslim. Like, you don't even know what you believe in or what you worship. The Most High. You're like a pretend Muslim, though. Like
Tap.
you want?
No, I don't. No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Don't lie, man.
No, I don't
Tap,
think so.
tap means
Yeah,
not
you're-
all there in the head. Like, you know what crazy.
hold on. You pretend Muslim. You're Iranian, so technically you should be Shia. You ain't trying to embrace the Shia aspect because the rest of the man them don't see the Shia aspect. So you just do the most high thing. But you know that you're get me. So we could say you're tapped.
Yeah, you could say that. You could. I'm not saying that. Yeah.
Did I get anything wrong about my deduction about you? Like, are you kind of like a Muslim?
Your deduction don't really. My deduction for myself is what matters to me. Do you get it, bro? I respect your deduction. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, this is what's dumb. Yeah, is when I make an assessment, I ask you for confirmation so you can correct me. So
what's the assessment though? Do you believe in the Most High? Do you believe in the Most High?
Why are you shouting over me?
I'm tired, fam. I'm tired, you know, bro. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired, innit? I'll be honest, I'm tired, brother. I probably should log off, but yeah, that's it.
You're tapped, so when you're tired, you can't communicate properly.
Fam, if that's what it is, that's what it is, bro. I'm tired, bro. You don't get tired. You don't get tired, and you just
go nowhere. Let's have the conversation.
I get tired. I get sleepy. I get hungry. But majority of the time, I'm anchored to being me. So none of these different phases.
I believe in the Creator, bro. It's like I can't really sit here and articulate too much.
You don't know what you believe in.
No, that's what I know. What I believe in. Of course, I know what I believe in.
You don't even know who the Creator is. You don't know what you believe in. You don't know if you're Muslim.
Who the Creator is? What do you mean?
Bro, are you Muslim?
No, I'm not Muslim. I don't really identify being a Muslim, but by my belief for the Creator, maybe I'll fall into that. You get what I mean? It's not really for anyone to judge, man. No one's judging you. I'm not here to judge you. You can't judge me.
Yeah, you've been calling man tapped. Yeah,
but it was a joke, bro. That was just a joke, bro. I'm just saying it because I don't understand, brother. That's what I was saying. There's certain things. I think I'm tired, and I was just getting confused, bro. You know what I mean?
How do you?
I'm not used to it like you lot are, bro. It's 12 hours.
We're just looking at the book of Genesis, though. What happened that was tapped?
How do you want to learn, but you don't even know what you believe in? You want to learn. You're trying to understand what someone else.
What do you mean learn? What do I need to
don't know? I'm saying you don't know what you believe in at all.
You know what? It's hard. I find it hard to articulate it.
Are you calling other people tapped?
The tap was a joke. What, you got offended? Is it that deep?
Offended, but you repeated it. You repeated it, and like I know this is how you feel. You don't have to say it's a joke. It's all cool, but you feel uncomfortable with some things. But you like, what is it you feel uncomfortable with? You kind of a Muslim, kind of like you. What are you, bro?
Say I'm kind of a Muslim. Though.
All right, where'd you get your belief system from? Where'd you get? Who's your
my life experience, brother? There was a time I didn't believe in God, and then there was a time that I grew to believe in God from my life, from things that's happened, from listening to lots of people, from learning, innit?
Bro, you sound confused, bro.
Bro, maybe I do. I'm saying. But ultimately, I'm not here to judge no one, and I don't really want to be judged by no one. Do you know what I mean?
No one's judging you. I'm just making a statement.
No, I appreciate that, of course. Like, I didn't mean to offend no one when I said that. I think it's 12 hours. I'm not used to it like you lot. My brain's a bit fried.
Are your family Shia?
My family aren't religious. My family weren't religious like that, no. But my mum always told me to believe in God. That was it. And my dad as well. I was brought up with God, but I was never brought up in religion, because where religion was like the reason why my family had to come here and the country they kind of detached from the religious side, but it was always a God thing.
So originally, were they Shia?
Yeah, Iranians are Shia. Majority of Iranians are Shia, yeah.
Well, I hear you.
But I'm not here to. I don't identify by that, innit? Like, I don't know in it. And
so to your mum, your mum and dad, when they speak of the Most High, are they referring to Allah?
They won't call it Allah. In my language, it's a different word. But to me, I interpret it as the Most High. Like when I hear people talk about the Most High, the Creator, that's what I.
Okay, what's the word? What's the word, please, bro?
What do you mean? What's the word?
What's the word?
What do you mean? What word? What word?
What's the word they use in your language? In
my language is Khoda. It means God. That's what it means.
Okay.
Hold on. I mean, let me try to search it up. Hold on.
Respect, man.
Yeah, it means, boy, it says it means Lord or God, but yeah.
Oh Lord, yeah.
That's what it says when I just looked it up.
God.
But I'm not saying that. My interpretation and my belief that the
Elohim.
intention is that it's the same as what I believe is the Most High, bro.
Lord or El or
My understanding
Baal.
is that everyone
That sound
here.
like Elohim to me.
It sounds
Lord
like
or
Baal
God.
to me. No, it's Baal.
Ah,
It's
bro,
Baal,
but listen, my understanding was that everyone here.
Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me who's the second highest?
What's that?
Can anyone tell me who's the second highest?
Behind the Most High.
I'm just saying, we got the most high.
I don't know, innit?
Not the only high.
No, not the only high.
The high, but the most high. So who's the
Most
second?
high.
Who's the second highest?
There is no second highest. There's only maybe the high priest of the Most High.
That title seems to dictate to me that there's a second highest.
There's a what?
I mean, it's the creator.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
like,
most
yeah,
high. There's
it's
got
like,
to be something second high. Yeah.
it's the creator. I don't know. It's just it's why we're here. It's how we came to be here. It's like whether our intelligence, our comprehension is limited to a certain
Well, if there's
extent.
I think
Vintage. I think you know, all of us here get that part of it. We all get that part.
So that's what I'm with, bro. That's literally all I mean, brother. I don't know much more than that. That's what I'm saying. And obviously, I'm saying I just got confused now, and my head's a bit fried, innit? That's it.
Shaky, man.
All right. So what was it that confused you anyway? Just quickly, the whole Genesis thing, or what? Like
It's like, all right, cool. Because my understanding is, So if I believe in that the Most High, the Creator, or whatever, and I've always thought that religion is like, even though it's been hijacked and it's been probably corrupted, like I just think, the books and the scriptures and all that. As much as I ain't read them personally, that's what they relate to. Do you know what I mean? So when man, I kind of like laughing at it, it was like made me a bit uncomfortable. But that might just be my own innocence and naivety about the subject. Do you get what I'm saying?
You know what it is, bro. No disrespect. I think we were just trying to inject a little bit of humor.
And I appreciate that. I know. Put something. I'm tired, fam.
Let me talk. Let me say more than 2 words, bro.
Sorry.
I feel like we're just trying to inject a little bit of humor. My brother Maku feels comfortable to that. Bust a little 1-2 joke, especially around Christianity. The man them feel like they can let their hair down because people don't. People don't seem to be super sensitive. Can't make no jokes about Islam. Nothing around Islam or nothing. Or people want to do you something. So, like, respects to all the Christians out there thinking, man's trying to take the piss out of your religion. It's not. It's just we appreciate the lack of rigidity and the lack of whatever you want to call it. That means that we can't just bust a little joke without people being offended. But even when we did, even one of our brothers was like, "Yo, these are holy books, rare." But I personally can find humor in anything, but it's never meant to disrespect anybody that believes in this stuff or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I know Sniper weren't disrespecting when he's talking about Gucci. He just busting a joke, innit? You know what I mean? But yeah.
Hold on. Are you saying that these Adam and Eve were religious people? What religion were they in?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I don't know, family.
So then it's not that then.
Family,
so then it can't be that. It can't be that. It's part of a person's religious paradigm. But these characters, for some people have a saintly or a prophet significance. Like in Islam, Adam is a prophet, right? But in the Bible, he doesn't have a religion.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it. I know you're way more educated on the topic than me, brother. I didn't mean no offense, innit? I didn't mean no offense.
No one's offended.
No, it's cool, man. No
you was semi-offended, so we're just trying to like alleviate that offense and just let you know that
it's not that.
Like, if you want to be brutally honest, it's because man feels more comfortable when we discuss Christianity, and I think it seems like it's become more acceptable or permissible for you to question or even have any jokes around Christianity, whether they're ill-intended or not, which in this case they weren't. but around Islam, there's not the same comfortability. Like, well, there is, but like, you know, we got brothers and sisters that we know are sensitive. Do you know what I mean? And we try to exercise wisdom. Do you know what I mean? Maybe amongst ourselves, me and my Muslim mates, we can have a Muslim joke. Like, and they ain't gonna feel no way. They're gonna feel like it's online, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, how do you let Jedi say this, say that, or why do you say that to Jedi? Yeah, stuff or not, whatever." Boom, boom, boom. Like, do you know what I mean? Because offline, people are less watch face. Do you know what I mean? But when it comes to Christianity, it's a bit of a lighter topic with less minefields, because there's less people going absolutely crazy or less people sending threats. But I still think that we should just handle it with the same level of respect, or just be as raggo with all of it. I
feel also that it's kind of relevant because the guy kept on mentioning Christianity. Do you know what I'm saying? It's,
fair play.
His perspective is based on it. Like, we're not knocking his perspective, but we're looking at it as like, you know, like you've already sold your soul to the devil, you've signed up, and now you're trying to find an escape route. So his thing is Christianity right now. So that's why it always seems to fall back to that when he talks. Do you get it? And we can understand it.
Bigger Arsenal. I mean, you say respect to the Muslims for not taking any nonsense. I actually don't agree. I'm not going to get too into it, but I just don't agree. I don't think you're doing your shit a disservice when you seem insecure. You get me? And controlling or affecting the way others deliberate or talk. Do you know what I mean? You want to be loved. You don't want to be feared. You get me? If you're feared, you never be respected. Then you'll never be genuine.
And people won't talk around you. Yeah, they will never talk around you.
You gotta be loving, and you gotta allow people to love you and love your belief system for how it's made you, not fear.
And you're disciplined.
Yeah, I know, Arsenal. I know. I'm just trying to keep it 100% funky all the way around. I know. I'm just trying to keep it all the way funky, like. So for me, obviously, good. My closest brethren practicing, and he's trying to take it as serious as he can. And in that light, I'll always put my best foot forward when discussing something that he cares about. Not because I could say whatever the fuck I want, but because I care about how he feels. I wouldn't want to make him feel away or like even risk that. So you just display caution, and this is something that H couldn't fucking work out. You get me? As soon as you're talking to someone that you're cool with, and then it gets to the point where they're like, "Yo, I'm getting offended," you could stop or you could carry on. Do you know what I mean? You could like, all right, let me change this up, cause I see you're offended, and I'm not getting no bonus out of offending you. So let me
start realizing they're just dumb bitches, though, innit?
Say that again.
You start realizing they're just dumb bitches, innit? And it takes over. If you have these existing low opinions, and it's easy to take over.
Yeah. He must have already thought people were dumb bitches. Yeah, you're right. Still, you're actually right. Still, I hear you. Still, your mic's a little bit low though, man.
Sorry, I'm a bit far in it. I'm a bit far.
What are you doing? You drawing?
Yeah,
man. Do your camera set up, man. I love seeing that in the corner of my eye, man. So get that camera set up, man.
We're gonna call it magic hour, yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna press a little bit more. Press play a little bit more. Yeah, vintage, my brother. You there still?
Yeah, I'm here, brother. Yeah,
man. Man. You're tired. Grab a food, bro, man. Get some food and shit, man. Like,
I'm tired, you know. On a level, I think I'm gonna have to log out, brother.
Come on, Eid Mubarak, man. Come on, man.
You're not onto me, you know.
What's got you so tired though?
I don't know if I'm just tired now. Like 12 hours. Not even I ain't done 12 hours. I've done 10 hours or something. But yeah, man, it's just been. I'm not used to like you lot. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's nice to have you back though, Vintage. Like even if it's for a little while, it's all good, man. You're a bit of a madman though, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean well in it. My heart is pure. I mean well in it. You know what I mean?
You get that Barry Black boy, like.
Yeah.
I'm a paranoid man, innit? I'm a very paranoid person, innit? I'll be real with you.
Man said, "You're a liar."
He lied though. He did though. I was right though.
Yeah, of course he was.
He was right, you know. 'Cause I kind of missed it, but yeah, he definitely did say.
I was trying to goad him into it.
You asked him specifically, do you know? Because he asked me, do you know any Masons, or do you not know any Masons? So I was like, yeah. I think you was like, no, and then he was like, do you know any Masons? And he was like, oh no, we're red. Next thing you know, your step grandfather.
Step-grandfather.
Fucking Mason.
You can't.
He's a Mason. He's probably a Mason. Trust me, they're all Masons.
Soft elephant in the room.
See me, I'm on all of them. I might sound soft now, bro, because you're not a man them and that, and I just want man to know man's genuine and my heart is pure in it, and I don't mean to step on no toes or offend no one here.
No, the best bit was Jedi pulling out the Australian thing. You get me? Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
Man said, do you know this guy?
I'm fucking around with these people.
Oh, sorry, he's your first prime minister.
And you know what's mad? You know what's mad? Lucky I didn't start the show with this, because he would have had to listen to his Australian brethren. Modern day Australians. Like, imagine.
Like 30, listen to me, 33 degrees. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Downtown Sydney, yeah.
Man.
Melbourne and that. All sorts.
But family, on a level, big up everybody. It was a good day. Appreciate everything. And yeah, man, I'm gone in it. I'll be back. Hopefully tomorrow.
Big up, Vinci.
Bless up, brothers, and sisters. Big up.
Peace, bro. Peace. Alright, man. Let me press play on this.
Exact. That's the female in missionary position, and that's the male mounting her. The sex act. And the eye in the middle with these emanating rays is the orgasm and the ejaculation of the penis. See life shooting forth. That's how they see the sun and the earth too. The sun is the visible penis of their true God, shooting forth life continually. The light itself is the mystical sperm of the God of this world. The sun and penis generate life, while the earth and female worm produce life.
Hey, you know what? I could actually say officially he's dropping some gems now. I think we're in the gem section, you know. We might be in the gem section.
It took him
we're over 12 hours now as well, so we can't even look like...
He's been putting in work. He's been putting in so much work, yeah. I've actually, you know, like, I'm actually quite content to listen to him talk. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he goes wide, but he's brought it back round, softly.
And Sash, I'm recording the from the 11:58. I started recording Jedi Online, so it's not lost if there's any gems there. You get me?
Beautiful.
The letter G, when replacing the I in the middle of the square and compass, stands for generation, sexual generation. The practical aspect of Freemasonry.
Wow, wait, the triangle. Who's three sides? Three kingdoms of nature, oh God. In the center is the Hebrew
guiding
initial of man. The animating spirit or fire, the generative principle represented by the letter G. And you know what's deep? Don't they say that the fire symbol is the downward pointing, the male fire symbol is the downward pointing triangle, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And upwards is female. I don't know what that is, because it's, you get me. And it's mad. And you know what's mad? And you know what's mad? You know when the Rasta man and that do the star symbol and they hold it down low.
Yeah. Always ask about that.
You know when it's held down super low, it's like it actually fits with what's being said.
Masonic. Come on.
That's deep, man.
Wow. Masonic Rasta.
History and Satanism's religion is that of a sex cult.
Rasta.
You see Rod Stewart telling the Freemason by displaying the hidden hand of Freemasonry, also known as the Master of the Second Veil, and look at his other hand, taking the Masonic apron's place for covering his penis, which is the Holy of Holies, the seat of God for the Mason, and from the Grand Pontiff of Freemasonry, Albert Pike. Hence the significancy of the phallus, the penis, or of its inoffensive substitute, the obelisk. Straight from the horse's mouth, the erect penis graces us, or should I say disgraces us, with its presence in every country in the world, marking its territory. The Masonic obelisk in our face, everywhere, making its bold statement, yelling, screaming in silence. This is another reason why we're considered the
Damn, I just nerded.
Another example of hidden in plain sight. And here's an erect penis on the front page of the female Freemasonry magazine, The Eastern Star. I once stood in front of this obelisk in Sydney, and I must have asked 30 people what they thought it was. Not a single one of them knew. To the Freemasons of the higher degrees, the whole universe is in fact one giant and continuous sex act. This is the structure of Freemasonry. You can take this path to the top or this path. And way up here, you have the Order of the Mystic Shrine. The Mystic Shrine is what's found behind the Masonic apron, because that's where life comes from. That's
okay. Now it's bullshitting. You get me? Now we're bullshitting. Tell us what the mystics. So this is the wickedest thing, though. Snaps. Yeah, you get to the top of this thing. Yeah, and then they switch it and tell you, no, well, really, it's Islam.
Yeah.
You didn't get there, then, bro. You got the other decoding, then. You got the other. You get me? You got the other briefing.
Who, me?
This Donny here, isn't it?
Oh, this Donny. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He got the. Yeah, that's what I said.
He already said the man above him. He already said the man above him was 32 and didn't get invited because he couldn't get out of the Christianity phase of it.
Right. And now you're stuck there.
And now you're even stuck there. You're not trying to do the Masonry. You stuck there, but you didn't go through to the Islam part of it.
Right.
Where it gets
so you don't know what it is. Yeah, you don't even know what it is.
So you don't even know.
Yeah, you still at Abraham and that.
Man.
You have to be a third.
You know the wickedest thing? He showed the picture, but he took it down quick. I'm feeling like he's being a little bit disingenuous because we can clearly see the star and crescent.
And look at the other side. Look at the other side. Look at the other side.
Yeah.
If Shriners is on that side, what's on the other side? What are you trying to
he's in the middle. The Shriners thing is in the middle. Then you got more Shriner, more Shrine something.
No, that's the Shriner symbol. That one, the one with the sword, right? The one with the sword in the corner.
This is a Shriner. This is a Shriner thing as well.
Yeah, that's the Shriner symbol.
And then this is the Eastern Star pentagram thing.
Right. Okay. So these two orders are outside.
Shriners. Maybe there's a female Shriners. I don't know.
Yeah, there probably is. And the Eastern Star came out of the one of these Egyptian cults, women orders.
9, 10, 11. But all these 11 are compressed within 3 degrees, right? For this York rat thing. They don't do the 33-degree thing, do they?
Who, the York rat?
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah, there's higher levels than 33 degrees, as you know.
Yeah, as we know. But I'm saying the York rat, they don't do the 33-degree kind of system. And this smashes all this notion that these different fucking rats are separated and
they're not separated. No, they're all part of the same thing, yeah. Like you say. You know what I mean? As I said, it's one agenda, innit? Like it's one cause, one pyramid. Do you get it? So you can fight amongst each other for hierarchy amongst that thing, but you're only trying to attain more oppression. You get me? Or more submittance to whatever power. Do you get it?
So what? No, you got
trying to be prime minister.
You got Nelson's clique, Nelson Mandela's clique, Knights of Malta here.
Right, that's the church.
Yeah, Order of the Red Cross, Super Excellent Master Council, Select Master, Royal Master, Royal Archmason Chapter, Most Excellent Master, Past Master, I can't see what that says there, and Mark Master.
Oh, you come back, DC Bird.
I was
Let's
just
talk
about
about.
to
Let's
say.
talk.
Please jump on.
Let's talk by G.
Please jump on.
And way up here, you have the Order of the Mystic Shrine. The Mystic Shrine is what's found.
Man, you suspect for leaving and going to listen to that dead ass conversation. You suspect, full stop, for leaving.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Behind the Masonic apron, because that's where life comes from. That's the Mystic Shrine. You have to be a 32nd degree Freemason to be asked to join the Order of the Mystic Shrine. And then, once you're inside, you can be invited to join this order, the Royal Order of Jesters. See, Freemasonry is like Russian dolls, and Satanism is at its center. Look at some of the pins and lapel designs for the Order of the Jesters. You can only join them unless you're at least a 32nd degree Freemason. Sex and see the openly hidden secret of the aspect of Freemasonry and Satanism's. Its false universe is in fact one giant extension of the phallus order, the Royal Order of Jesters.
I wanted to just see for myself if I could find this Royal Order of Jesters.
It's a fucking joke, innit? I know. Poor taste. Obviously, Magic Roundabout, and I mean Magic Circle. What do you call it? Magic Circle? Still a Masonic order, isn't it? Order of Justice, yeah.
What is the goal of all of these Masonic orders? Because we can clearly see they're kind of joint. What is their agenda?
Half of them don't even know. This is the point. You're not meant to know. Wear your blindfold, shut your mouth. You get me? Whatever we tell you, you ain't gonna say. That's kind of gonna be difficult to say. Like, that's why you need outsiders and you need whistleblowers. You can study this thing and be objective and say, yeah, this is what they're doing, you know? Fuckery.
Mirth is king.
But all these suicide victims, like this guy, all these guys knowingly trying to commit suicide by leaving and all of that. But he ain't left. You can't leave.
So, you know, the guy in the video, is he still knocking about? Is he still alive?
Well, we'll see. We'll see whether it's a year or two.
I
But
googled him.
I think it won't be long before he ends up in a field somewhere.
He's
Dr.
having
Kelly
a
and
lot
that.
of arrests.
No, don't say Jim will fix it was in it.
Nah. Jim was a cool guy, man.
No.
Hey.
What, Jimmy was in it, yeah?
I don't know.
Did you know what it is, though? It's like...
Order of the Jester. He looks like a jester as well, man. He's mad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like it's all secret. It's all hidden in that.
Like a
When you
demon,
say, yeah, he was in it, it's like, of course he was. He literally was a fucking jester. Like, he literally was in the court.
He was the court jester, yeah. He was
with them, and he was so...
He was an excellent servant, Sir Jimmy. You get it?
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah. That's an order. That's a Masonic movement in itself to get knighted into the order of slavery, mad thing. Royal servitude. Oh, you're sir. So this and so that. OBEs and all sorts.
That's a weird link, you know. But
Order of the Sable.
That's a rabbit hole still.
You know he was a wizard, man.
Yeah, definitely a wizard.
He put in work.
If you're doing necrophilia, blood, he's on a different.
So, and Satanism is at its center. Look at some of the pins and lapel designs for the Order of the Jesters. You can only join them unless you're at least a 32nd degree Freemason. Sex and debauchery. Erections. The adoration of the phallus. Masturbation. devils, demons, fallen angels. This one here, mocking holiness, reference to the anus, and sodomy, anything to mock the Bible. This disgusting one has King Momus sitting on a female's face, and hidden in plain sight is the square and the compass, for those who have eyes to see. Bestiality, yes indeed. This bagpipe player has an erection, and the sheep is running away scared. Self-explanatory. This character has an emphasized eye, if you can see that, and the skull has an emphasized eye also. The wink and the one eye of the Indian.
Do you know what this does remind you of?
The symbols.
Like the kind of cartoons that they show kids.
Right here,
but obviously not explicit.
On the area, symbolizing the Masonic apron, and the black and white dogs, well, they symbolize the checkered floorboard of the Masonic Lodge, which is sexualized male and female principles, the horned god, where evil and good don't exist. And in the first degree, Masons are given a Bible stamped with a square and compass, oblivious to the inherent mockery and the foundation of the whole fraternity, as alluded to here with a genuine Royal Order of Jesters private lapel. This is a certificate that a jester receives after his initiation, and you see here their patron is named King Momus, and he was a god or a daemon, which is a variant of the word demon, who was expelled from heaven, as the legend goes. Sounds just like Lucifer, because it is. Did Freemasonry disassociate themselves from the tax-exempt branch of Freemasonry known as the Jesters? Well, no, they didn't.
You know what's mad?
Because, I mean, this is rare footage of an event within the lodge.
You know what was mad there? I swear to God, I was thinking about this footage when he was talking about the compass and the square looking like legs. I thought about this footage, but I've always cast this footage off as being some kind of elaborate hoax because it's just there, like it's so bait, it's mad old, and it's like, oh, they found a dance at a Freemason ritual or some shit like that, and basically they're saying that Beyonce does this dance move for move. And she does. She copies the dance move for move on a chair, right? But I'm just like, this ain't real. Like, this ain't really, like, do you know what I mean? Like, what? Spooky. But maybe it's real. But the legs did remind me, when he said the thing about the square and compass looking like the legs, I thought about her legs, which is weird. Oh, sorry, DC, Brad. Big up, Brad. What are you saying?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Just continue your show, bro. I'm not even like, I don't know. I was raging for a minute, but I'm just like,
the quality of this, but this is a Masonic Lodge. So for Masons that want to say that the Jesters are contrary to Masonry, well, look at these dirty old men, masters of the lodge.
Literally the order of the Jesters, right?
Moral.
Literally.
All married, probably all have daughters and granddaughters, yet still this inside the lodge. But for you, it should be obvious.
But those are Shriners.
Square and compass, the sex act, and the all-seeing eye. Right. I told you that Satanism was the oldest religion in the world, and it is. The sex act was ritualized and organized as a religion before we called it Satanism. It had always been the god, the horny god, the horned god of these sex cults. All of them, from Samaria to Egypt to Greece and so on. That's called paganism. And the real Bible of the Freemasons and the pagans, the one not written by hand, the one that's older than any book, the one that supersedes all the rest in age, thus making it the purest and most unadulterated word of God in the eyes of the Freemasons, is nature. Nature is their Bible. And before you think there's nothing wrong with that, wait a second, because you're not thinking straight. Ask a Mason, whether he be a 1st degree or a 33rd degree, what is Freemasonry? And the universal go-to answer is this: a peculiar system of morality, veiled in allegory and illustrated by symbols. Now, why would you need to veil your morals? Because in their peculiar system, evil is good and good is evil. That's Satanism 101. A peculiar system of morals. That should tell you something. That should tell you everything. Why would your morals need to be a secret? Because their deeds are in fact evil. Glorifying the laws of nature, where cruelty and self-obsession are virtuous characteristics. That's nature. Nature is as cruel as she is kind. The checkered floorboard, where everything is legal. It's Christianity that lives in reverse. The first shall be last. Love your enemies. The meek shall inherit the earth. These are unholy and unnatural concepts in the eyes of visible nature, the nature of Freemasonry, which is Satanism. What the Freemasons really mean by this morality veiled in allegory is that they're allowed to steal because nature allows it. They're allowed to kill because nature allows it. They're allowed to commit adultery because nature isn't monogamous. They're allowed to lie, indulge in all their God-given senses, especially sexual, because nature encourages it, as long as no one finds out, under oath. Jesus said, narrow is the road that leads to life, and broad is the road that leads to destruction. The Freemason of the century says, no true Mason can be narrow, for his lodge is the divine expression of all broadness, because broad are the divine laws of nature. While they glorify those laws, Christianity breaks those laws. It becomes supernatural, because only then can you love your enemy. And so it goes that Christianity is despised by Freemasonry, the real Freemasons, because their Bible is nature. And by nature, they know the personality traits of their God, Satan, because he's the God of this world, just as the Freemasons, the enemies of mankind, say that he is. And just like Jesus said he was too. So they believe that Jesus is evil because he denies human nature and burdens us with the knowledge of sin. Observable nature, that's what guides the Masons' ethics and the Masons' morals. That's why they're called free Masons. Believe you me, because they're free from moral obligations, free from sin, from guilt. They're free from Jesus Christ. These people are introducing this new system of the world, this new age. You're going to miss Christianity when it's gone. Mark my words. Because you have no rights in the eyes of nature, which is the Bible of Freemasonry and Satanism. And soon that will become painfully plain as a fact of life. Now, please, I give you fair warning of what's to come in this presentation. It's very disturbing, or at least it should be. But cause to celebrate follows the disgusting things you're about to see. This is precisely where my own life and well-being come into danger. So let me say this right now. If you hear of my sudden death or of my possession of 0.5 kilogram of cocaine or child porn or my overdose or my suicide, remember this video. And if something happened to me, may it serve as a catapult to you and as a remembrance of the conclusion to this presentation, which is this many minutes away. Do I really think they're going to make me pay for this video for breaking my oaths? Well, seeing as people are so far gone, lost in the illusion that secret societies have constructed around you and inside you, and seeing as they can simply pull this video down, close my account and whatnot, no, I don't think they'll come after me. But if they do, let me say this to the Grand Lodge that orders my demise right now. Jesus wins.
Okay, never mind.
All right, here we go. Is Scott Morrison a Satanist? I'll let you answer that. Here is a ritual that Scott and every Freemason from this guy to this girl have performed. There is one Masonic apron you'll never see being worn. This one. When I bumped into it, I thought it was a fake, until I found this in Richardson's Monitor of Freemasonry, official Masonic literature, Richard Mason's name. On this page, what is that head doing there? You'll find out in a sec. Let's read the description of the apron worn in this degree. Speaking of the initiates, it states, they wear white aprons,
What are you saying, DC Brad?
He's one of those Masons. He's one of those former Masons that left and became a Christian. I'm not even going to bother. I now understand what he's talking about now. I thought he was just one of those, you know, trying, because he's combined like
books he's reading.
Yeah. So so each order has their own initiation process. So he brought up 3 different orders. Like, for example, the Order of the Jesters is primarily working class whites that are Shriners that get to join them, and they're in Florida. They do the wild. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're part of different orders. Different orders have different ways of handling things.
But what are they all linked to the same thing then?
No, because they have allowed. Okay, they're linked in regards to organization, but it's like picture a tree with many branches, but then also picture all the branches that break off, the twigs that break off, and they fall right into the tree.
It's one tree.
Yeah, there's still acorns and oaks.
Yeah, so like you still have though the tree is connected, doesn't mean that like each branch is going to operate the same. Like there's certain branches that a black man, like for example, non-black people can't join. But there's certain orders non-white people can't join. There's Asians, there's Arabs, there's ones for just Turks, ones for just Pakis, one for just Afghanis, one for you know what I mean? So it's different orders have different ways of conducting themselves.
I'm sure Lucifer doesn't mind. He's impartial.
But yeah, that's mainly it. So it's just different orders, but like now I understand what he's on when he said that Jesus wins. So I know what he is. There's a guy called Dave Smith, Pastor David Williams, and he did the same thing for the Divine Nine organizations, where he talked about like everyone has to swear their soul to the devil and stuff like that. But he found Jesus, so I'm not even going to shame the guy. I know what that's what he let him speak his truth. So yeah. Because there are some orders that like are uncomfortable. They'll make you uncomfortable. But there are orders that are like firefighters, police officers, teachers, parents, veterans. There are orders that are just like random people who meet on the idea of like business, commerce, politics, lobbying, guns, meat, cigarettes, So yeah, I was going to come up here trying to debunk everything he's saying, but I'm like, he took out Duncan House earlier. Then he did the old rituals, and now he's showing like. Then he showed Albert Pike. Albert Pike was a Confederate general. That's like way after even when the Grand Lodges were started in New England. So it is what it is. I don't want to stop what he's doing though. Yeah, that's all I had to say.
You ain't really debunked much,
Nothing.
I said I was going. Excuse me. I literally said I was going to come up here and try to debunk everything he said, but after listening to what he said, I have no need to.
Stop your like on that, man. You came here to dissuade from his truth.
How did I do that? If I literally just said I'm not going to do that, how did I do that?
Like, it's a bit difficult because the evidence he's put forth just makes you look bad. Every word.
No, when he said that Jesus wins, when he said Jesus wins. So, for example, the oath that you take, that you said you have your body cut in half and each side burned, that was from Abraham and Lot when they decided over the pieces of land. So if they broke their oath, that comes from, like, most of Freemasonry comes strictly out of the Bible. The earlier orders came strictly out of like replicas of what people did in the Old and New Testament, well, the Old Testament primarily. Okay.
So what was the punishment in the Prince Hall Lodge for breaking
exile, banishment, removal of name, deed, and possessions. So anything you gain while in the lodge, you lose when you leave.
Okay. So if
trust me, this guy is not dead.
By the way,
he's not dead.
If you had generational wealth prior,
yeah,
that wouldn't affect it.
No, you would lose that, especially if you gained it while in it. Mm-hmm. It all must be returned back to the giver.
And if you didn't?
What do you mean if you didn't?
Would that still be included in what they take?
If you didn't gain anything? Yeah. Because half the time it's some...
No, I'm not saying you didn't gain anything. I'm saying the wealth you gained from them, obviously. But I'm saying prior, if you came in wealthy, because some
Oh no,
of the
that's your wealth. You only leave what you came in with. So that's why usually 9 times out of 10, Prince Hall.
I thought you gave in all that you had when you joined.
You abandon, so you will abandon. So many occasions, certain orders will require you to put up your house, your pension, your deeds, and things like that, and it'll be like a sign of faith of your loyalty. Where other orders would kind of want poor people. So like the Prince Hall Masons, we kind of want like thugs. We want the hood guys, the street guys. We want the guys that have priors, RICO cases. Because when you're able to reform those guys, we're able to turn a guy that was an inmate into like a doctor, MD, MD, JD, Esquire. You know, people are going to pay attention to that. So it depends on the order, because there are some orders that will ask you for some ridiculous stuff. You're either your first, like for example, there's a black order known as the Jack and Jill Society, and they will require that your firstborn son and secondborn or firstborn daughter has to marry another son and daughter of the same lodge to solidify a family bond.
Yeah, that's a bit.
No, you see where we are now. You see, you're at level 3, so this guy is at somewhere quite high up. So there's gonna come a point where Lucifer, the light bearer or whatever, is going to come into play. Do you get what I'm saying? I understand now fully through watching this that at your level, your level of understanding of what you're initiating or trying to bring people into or trying to cover up, is still not even a band-aid over the real information. Do you get it?
You understand this guy is from Australia. He's talked about orders that were in the UK. He talked about orders that was in Europe. He talked about orders that were in Australia and talked about orders that are in America.
Right.
Okay. I can show you 5 orders right now that do not. Oh, let me get my laptop. I can show you 5 orders right now that do not bang with each other, and they all wear the same apron, have the same like viewpoints. We are brothers with we are an empire with no horizon. We are a nation with no borders. Like they'll have the same viewpoint, and we'll be fragmented. Like there was a statement I think I heard earlier where he said we are a fraternity within a fraternity. So we're even within an order. So like right here on the panel, right, we'll have like, let's say Sash, Mary, and Jedi, right? They will all be into cars, but me, you, and who else? Let's see. Me, you, and Dublin will be into selling steak. So we literally will fragment off into that. Even though we're part of the same order, we will fragment off to that.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, if you.
Yeah, what's good? It's your boy Jedi for Trilluminati Live. Like, comment, share, and make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with all the latest uploads on Trilluminati Live, the most popping live stream channel on YouTube. Yeah, keep it locked. You're done now.
You were saying, Brad.
Yeah, so you have that within. You have an order within order. So like, I'm not even going to try to defend some of the wild shit you're going to come across in some of these orders. I will never stand in front of that bullet ever. Okay, I can. There's some, especially when you go to like New Hampshire, you go to Vermont. Like, there's some things that happen with sheep. I ain't even gonna fake. Okay, but like,
how are you even gonna know what's in a particular order other than your own?
Well, because you have people talk. People will talk, and you have organizations that like kind of intertwine. Like for example, because usually a lot of the black started ones, like the Jack and Jill Society and things like that, because they primarily aim to getting college educated. Like the HBCU is, I guess, the best way for black Freemason lodges in order to maintain their memberships up. Where many white ones kind of maintain it off family ties. So like if you look at the royal family, like if you look at like major businesses, nepotism by blood, where it's nepotism by like association, where it's like if you let's say Maku's you're my uncle, Jedi's my cousin. If you guys say, well, I want to link up, then it's just like, oh, who's your nephew? Okay, yeah, come on over. Oh, who's your cousin? Come on over. It's that simple. Then it's like, oh, you did this in your past, but what are you doing right now? Whereas like white ones would be like, well, let me see, did your mother and father? Do you have what about your grandfather? I'm sorry, I can't help you. So people talk, So like you will find out, and then a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of guys do fragment off, and they're like, yeah, we had to create this within ourselves, because some orders will have it at a second degree. If he has men or women of high standings at high degree, can start their own lodge like on their own in their separate area. All they have to do is be blessed by a master mason, and then that second degree can become a third degree off that rip, because they have that.
What do you mean by blessed?
Sanctioned. Okay. They just simply write it off.
Blessed
Well,
by
it
their
depends
God,
on the order. It depends on the order. It could be by like ritual, could be by paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's not like you're never gonna find like one clean cut way of getting things done. Cause like in state of Texas. Yeah, no, it's not Texas or Alabama, I'm gonna say. Texas or Alabama or South Carolina. One of those three states. To become a master mason, you have to have at least a pastoral degree, or you have to reach the rank of a reverend to make it. So yeah.
Yeah,
but no, I was gonna come up here and argue.
I want to know.
Did you know you can't argue? I mean, if you can't obtain a level that this guy or he's been associated with, you know what I mean? I don't know the level of.
Did he tell you what order he was part of? Because I only came in the middle. Did he say what order he was part of?
I'm saying, what's the highest level mason around you?
Master mason. That'd be a third degree master mason. Yeah. So there's the craftsman, there's the apprentice, which I'm at right now. There's the craft master, there's the craftsman, and then there's the master mason.
Right. And that's a third degree.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the highest it goes for Prince Hall. So that's why I want to know what is his order. Because if his order is older,
way above you, man.
Well, if he's in a different order, we don't. It's like kind of being like one guy's in the Marines and other guys in the in the Air Force and other guys in the Navy. So it's like,
yeah, but it's
his
like being
rank
a private compared to being a commander or.
But if he's high up, but Mako, he's high up within his order though. So it's like picture being the top player. Like just because you're the top player of Arsenal doesn't mean you're going to make it as the top player of Man U.
But I'm saying that at what level, the level of information he's giving out is above even his pay grade, is above 33. Do you know what I'm saying? His teacher, which was at 32.
He's only been giving you different orders of how different orders
his teacher, but his master teacher or the person above him was a 32 degree Mason. So even in that, you can't even have a
Scottish, right?
But hold on, you can't even.
That's of the Grand Lodge. Go ahead.
Right, your top third degree Mason or your master Mason can't even have a conversation with the kind of people this guy's associated with. Yeah, and I'm saying the level of information that he's putting out is way above his pay grade, where he's making subtle mistakes. But that really just depends on his point of view because he's trying to, embrace Christianity again.
Yeah, he's a Scottish, right? Because they do it by that.
Let me jump in.
Go, James.
Sprinkled with blood red and lined and bordered with black. On the flap of the apron, a bloody arm holding a dagger, and on the apron, a bloody arm holding a bloody head by the hair. Now this is why there's an illustration of a decapitated head. And this is going to become to a bone-chilling conclusion. So during this ritual, the candidate removes the blindfold and discovers a basin of water with a tumbler beside it. He's also astonished to find a human head lying on the floor. The master of ceremonies returns and directs the candidate to take up the knife in his right hand and the head in his left. Yes, this pope, this rock star, this pop star, this actor, this actress, and this beloved prime minister. This is what they've done. All of them, hands down. And you thought all you needed to be is talented to succeed? No, you need to belong to the secret society called Freemasonry. And believe me, when you belong to them, you belong to them. Now you tell me, can these people end up believing in Lucifer? Is that really a stretch? Carrying around a bloody head? swearing to have your brain cooked, tongue torn out from the roots if you ever reveal anything? No, the stretch is that you think they couldn't believe in Lucifer. That's the stretch. Lucifer, the one who sets you free, remember, from sin by sinning. Can you now see the bloody spirit of Freemasonry lurking behind the veneer of charity and the veneer of Christianity? Because Scott Morrison goes to church, apparently. The Pope is a Christian, apparently. But look at these people. So-called Christians, all Christians, gathered around a giant erect phallus in the middle of the Catholic square. This is Freemasonry, the demolition of morals, the creation of hypocrisy, and the demolition of true virtue. These minds are directing the future. Now, to be fair, I don't know if these heads are real heads. I never got that far to find out. But I will tell you this. All the skulls they use they're real. All the skeletons they use they're real. And they run every single noteworthy funeral home in Australia and the world. I know that personally and for a fact. Once again, you are only seeing the tip of the iceberg because I can't bring myself to tell you about what I really know of the rituals that come up to the 33rd degree Freemasonry. For as much as they celebrate life in various grotesque ways, they also celebrate death in ritual form, which are the things I can't speak of to you. They have to celebrate death in order to prove that they can see things through the all-seeing eye, the one that sees above evil and above good, the checkered floorboard where things kill each other to live, where life is cruel, where morals are broad. There is no sin. There is only nature. See, these Masonic rituals are designed to desensitize the candidate further and further in preparation for the raw truth of Satanism, the truth which is plainly stated by the Grand Pontiff of Universal Freemasonry. Lucifer is the light bearer, and that you should doubt it not, from their own literature and from their own mouths. Until finally the candidate's introduction into the royal art of Freemasonry, witchcraft, the ancient craft. Why do you think that witchcraft has disappeared? It never disappeared. It was hidden, forced to go into hiding by the appearance of Jesus on the human scene. Another reason why he's passionately hated. And soon, him and his ways will be done away with in this new world. And so will your rights. You still don't believe me? You're still doubting all the evidence, like the Freemasons are counting on you to doubt. Well, remember from the Encyclopedia of American Religions, the continuing impact of speculative modern Freemasonry provided fertile soil in which new magical orders could grow. Watch this 2-minute clip. I can vouch for every single thing you hear come from the former Masons' mouths.
In the initiation of Freemasonry, we had to be recommended by another Mason. Well, in order to join witchcraft, you have to be first screened. You have to be recommended by somebody currently in witchcraft.
Well, when I was initiated, I was blindfolded and bound by a rope, and on your bare chest was thrust the point of a spear.
In witchcraft, we were initiated through a very involved ritual, initiation ceremony, wherein the candidate was led blindfolded, bound by a rope to the edge of the magic circle.
And the rope is around your neck and your lid forward. And up front, at the eastern end of the building, is a person who's a worshipful master. And you kneel down before him as if he were a god.
You were met by the high priest or high priestess at that time, usually with a sword to your chest.
When I went to enter the lodge, a sharp object was put to my left breast. And I was warned that should I reveal any of the secrets of Freemasonry, to know what to expect.
When you're presented before the high priest, a sword is held against your chest, and you actually take a blood oath, promising to remain faithful to the secrets of witchcraft.
Well, when you are in the room, this blindfold is taken away from you, and this is it.
What are you saying, Brad? This is just some bullshit, right?
No, I wanted to hear. I'm listening to like what order he's talking about, like, you know, because he played that video. I'm looking at the screen right now for when he had the Master of the Elected Nine, because there's the Master of the Elected 9, 15. So I wanted to know, like, why is I mean, what he's exposing is like the different aspects of fucked up orders. So I'm not fighting against it, you know. I mean, continue, let it play, man.
This is a time when they say that you're coming from darkness into light.
During the initiation ceremony, the initiate is led by the lieutenant of the high priest and is challenged at the edge of the circle by someone saying, "Who goes there?" And the answer is, "One from the world of darkness."
In Masonry, the prayers are ended with saluted thee. Oh, and one of the other aspects of, or distinctives of the craft was that we would always end any spell or ritual where we release the powers, where the power was released, with the word "so mote it be."
By now, this should sound like a stupid question, but why do you think that the initiation ceremonies into witchcraft are almost identical to that of Freemasonry? I'm not even going to answer that. Come on, people, wake up with me. Here's Kylie Minogue, a Freemason, okay? Hidden hand of Freemasonry and the one-eye symbolism of the god of her religion. Now here she is giving the vow of silence, but what the masses fail to see is what's written on the book she's holding. Witchcraft, the royal art of Freemasonry. This is what her vow of silence is referring to in the picture. Yes, Kylie Minogue is a witch. And if you're still that deluded by the magic wand that is television, entertainment, movies, media, and whatnot, then you'll no doubt fail to use the incredible eyes that God gave you, from which to see the real world with, the evil world, where Satanists are at the helm. The ban on witchcraft was only officially lifted in England in the 50s, after more than 1,500 years. So that tells you who's in control now. And when I give you a glimpse into witchcraft in a minute, you'll see why it's evil and why it should be anything but legal, even when using it for so-called good, because the well they draw from is poisoned. But thanks to propaganda, the craft of the witch has been absorbed into the realm of fantasy. Justin Timberlake here is also referring to magic in this cover art, with the all-seeing eye looking through the number of their god. Magic. Magic is a much smoother and more acceptable word than witchcraft, that other word. That word still retains its ferociousness, its true character, but that word has been sterilized. That word isn't real to you anymore. You can't feel it for what it really is. Or if you do, your mind has isolated it, confined it to some small groups of unimportance scattered here and there over this diverse world. And so it's nothing to be feared or concerned about. But that's the furthest thing from the truth. Now, some witches want to say that witchcraft isn't Satanism. That's either more delusion or misdirection, as confirmed here by Anton LaVey in the Companion to the Satanic Bible, when speaking of the followers of the Witchcraft Not Satanism school. He writes very accurately that they cannot afford to admit to an affinity with anything that bears the name Satan. He knows where the power of witchcraft comes from. Now, does that mean that Justin Timberlake is a Satanist because of his symbolism and the use of his word alluding to witchcraft in his artwork? Well, yes, actually, that's correct. He is. Here's a quote from one of his songs. You want to see who else is in good company with these famous idols? Suzanne Atkins. Same sign, same religion, Satanism. Do they all have to admit it in the English language for you to believe me? Or can the symbols they use finally be enough for you? Look at what another legendary Freemason, Arthur E. Waite, states. Out of evil comes good. And the confusion of tongues gave rise to the ancient practice of Masons conversing without the use of speech. Out of evil comes good, so it's good to do evil. That's what he's saying. See, I'm trying to include you into the conversation that the Freemasons are having with each other in public via symbolism, unbeknownst to you. Listen to what famous US footballer Tom Brady said regarding his wife.
Man, I listened to her. And right after the game, she said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine. She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
Well, this is Tom Brady. And this is his wife. Both initiated into the secret society. Of course they are. Wait, she's not displaying the one-eye symbol of the Freemasons, is she? That's just art, isn't it? Well, no, it's not. She's a witch, and her husband just told you she was. Here's Steve Miller's front cover to the famous song Abracadabra, and he covers his eye because he's a member of the one-eyed religion, and abracadabra is a legitimate word used in witchcraft. Here it is in the 100-year-old Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. Why would the word abracadabra be in the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry, the fraternity that runs charities, hospitals, nursing homes, and that secretly supply us with popes, presidents, prime ministers, kings and queens, and the bulk of our entertainers? Why? You know, I really think it's time to show you what the Satanists dressed as Freemasons are going to do to you and the world to finally establish their new world, their utopia. And this is going to be the segue into that. This is my last practical example of Freemasonry's satanic roots. And then I'll close this present.
Yeah, man. Hit the like button, family tree, if you haven't already. Big up everybody in the building. Big up everyone in the chats. Some of you lot's comments are fucking hilarious. Big up the panel. Hope everyone's good. What are you lot saying? S, where's S?
I'm here, man.
Are you there? Oh, you're there on deck, you know. Sasha's on deck, Mag's on deck. Yeah, man, Dublin. I'm so glad you're on mute because that robot noise you got in the background is mad.
Where's Brad?
He's dust.
No way.
He's dust.
Boom, boom, man. Get me.
He's gone, yeah.
Getting this work, bro. These people's getting this work, man. Fuck's sake, man. It is mad. Lucifer stuffs. Talk about
back,
arguing.
Come back.
Man. We need some answers, man.
Come on, here, giggling though. That was the funniest part.
Yeah, he was giggling. He was the one giggling.
You knew he come on here like that.
He was gonna get the last laugh.
Yeah, these guys.
Okay.
Is he good, man? Is he good? Come back, man. Mad thing. Yeah. Someone as Silverback said. Silverback said Jamiroquai is going in. He said Jamiroquai dropping bare knowledge, mad thing. Yeah.
Going deeper on the ground than that.
Yeah. I see some next comment talking about how he's got a Jesus cross and a dog tag. I just clocked the dog tag like rah, for real, it's a dog tag, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's mad. Has his top got shoulder pads on it?
I swear, man. Yeah. Don't know. Bee Gees. Something says Bee Gees about him, man.
Oh, shit.
Staying alive. Staying alive. Nah.
It's definitely got defined shape to the shoulders.
Yeah, man.
Anyway. Jesus Christ superstar, man. Magic.
So what is there anything so far that you want to go over that you said, or
no, man, I wanted Brad to answer some blood clot, pussy clot questions because it was just getting spicy. It was just getting thing because, like, come on, Lucifer gang. Yeah. And now he's just made me work out why Brad is always acting the way he's acting. You know what I mean? And saying the things he's saying. Fucking hell. Agent of confusion, bro. Mad. And even at that low level, they still know that they have to keep the secret. They don't know what they're keeping the secret for. But when you get up on the higher echelons, then man, they will soon let you know.
Bread, I like bread.
Mad thing. Lucifer guy.
Yo, what happened, Brad? We say battery died or something. What happened? Back in 5, yeah. Sash there. Maybe they had no Gallem. I noticed, yeah, the Gallem not really on this knowledge thing, you know. I noticed that still. There, you get me? Oh, true, it's true, it's Eid. No, not you. True, it's Eid.
Okay.
There's no Lily. There's no Lily today.
But MJ time around.
Big up my sisters.
MJ was here still. Just here for a little piece.
Yeah, MJ.
We get the sisters on there, man. Get me. I need at least one new panel member today. Someone that's never been on. Just jump on, man. Just come on and say, well, go on. He dared me to come on, so I'm coming on. You hear me? All right, let's get back to Jamiroquai. Yeah, I feel like he definitely has dropped some gems. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely dropped some gems. And like Brad sounded really shaky.
He was just getting to the crux of something. He wasn't denying anything. That was the worst. He was like, "Yeah, I can't really, because like what he's saying, he's like,
tree and look at the leaves of the tree.
yeah, like if you look at the branches,
and then there's a different branch to that tree.
Anyone fancy a game of lacrosse?
With the most shocking thing you'll see or hear. You probably won't care, but to the precious few who remain, I will send you off with the greatest and most beautiful shock of all. This is Jay-Z inside his Masonic Lodge. You can see the Masons in aprons in front of him. This is where Jay-Z takes his sick oaths of silence, kneels down in front of other men, and calls them most worshipful master, an appalling title to give to a man on this planet. Jay-Z, the Freemason, writes songs like this. This one's called Lucifer. And in Empire State of Mind, he writes, Jesus can't save you. Life starts when the church ends. Oh, but he can save you, Jay-Z. He can even wake you up just before you collide into a concrete wall doing 120 kilometers an hour. I should know. This is fellow member of the craft, Alicia Keys, who sings on the track. Here she is, showing her allegiance and wearing the broken and bloody cross of Jesus Christ, the occult peace sign, pure hatred for Jesus. There is peace when your conscience has been killed, seared to sin, and you can indulge to anything, a false and temporary kind of peace, no doubt. Here's a shot of Jay-Z's clothing line, purely Masonic, the craft. Well, this is the craft he's referring to. This is him with well-known witch, Marina Abramovich, also showing her sign of allegiance to Freemasonry. Now here we go. Here's Jay-Z wearing a most revealing top and the dead giveaway that you need to see behind the curtain of Freemasonry. Do what thou wilt. Do whatever you want. That's the adopted motto of the most notorious Satanist of the 20th century, 33rd degree Freemason, Aleister Crowley. Here is his certificate of appointment, known as the 33rd degree inscription and the double-headed eagle of Freemasonry. And here, next to his name on the certificate, including a symbol for a Grand Commander of Freemasonry, as shown in their encyclopedia. But to really confirm that he's a Freemason, here he is doing the Masonic sign of the Master of the Second Veil. Now here's a legitimate letter from Aleister. Again, the addition of his inscription of the 33rd degree, and he signs off with a symbol of the past Commander of Freemasonry. What does he write beside it? Baphomet. This Baphomet. Now listen to this man to get a clearer picture of the truth behind the secret religion of the stars and the leaders of the world. Alistair is the founder of a Luciferian church called the Ordo Templi Orientis, and he named himself the Beast 666, straight from the Bible, depicting the number of wickedness in human form. In his what's called Liber's writings, he says, "With my hawk's head, I peck at the eyes of Jesus as he hangs upon the cross." Do you see the hatred? You think they don't hate you too? Keep watching. And from the equinox, with the all-seeing eye of Freemasonry, this illustration. What does it mean? The writer himself explains. The picture is symbolic of the new eon, the new age. From the blasted stump of dogma hangs the hag with dyed and bloody hair, Christianity. There's a massive glimpse into the new world order that's coming. Keep watching. And down here, do what thou wilt is the true nature. The true nature, remember? The broad morals. There is no such thing as evil. So do what you want. Can you see the Masonic future yet? Can you see the hidden hatred that pulses through its veins? If they believe in do what thou wilt, what do you think they will do to you? And what do you think they'll do in order to build this new world? This is from a commentary on his book of the law. The Beast 666 adviseth that all children should be accustomed from infancy to witness every type of sexual act. Do what thou wilt. And what about the royal art of Freemasonry? Magic is the highest, most absolute, and most divine knowledge of natural philosophy. What a statement. The highest, most absolute and divine. Well, let's have a closer look into some of the more hidden secrets of the most divine natural philosophy known as magic. Any living being is a storehouse of energy, varying in quantity according to the size and health of the animal. At the death of the animal, this energy is liberated suddenly. The animal, therefore, should be killed within the circle, within the magic circle, so that energy that's released can be captured and directed to serve the will of the witch, male or female. This is a science, a hidden science. But now hear this, coming from a 33rd degree Freemason, and don't you forget that. For the highest spiritual working, one must accordingly choose that victim which contains the greatest and purest force, a male child of perfect innocence and high intelligence is the most suitable sacrifice. Can you see? This is who Jay-Z is quoting on his top. This is who this Jonas brother holds in high esteem. This is who the Beatles have on their front cover as a figure they admire. No worse, they put at the top. This is the same picture of the front cover in a mirrored form, and after some kaleidoscoping, you'll find this. Fellow Freemason Aleister Crowley sits at the top, and down the bottom there even appears the phallus with the testicles, and up here the vesica Pisces, also known as the vagina. Does this picture make more sense now? All Freemasons, yes indeed. And by the way, that's where Jay-Z got his symbol from Satanism, as portrayed here by Satanist and Freemason Aleister Crowley and by Satanic Church founder Anton LaVey. Does anyone still think that Freemasonry isn't Satanism in disguise?
He's lying, man. They stole it from Respect.
We'll take a peek into the royal art of Freemasonry. And this is the briefest way I could show you from the complete book of Magic and Witchcraft. This is a practitioner's manual, not from some bogus author trying to expose witchcraft. Just so you can get it through your head that this is real and this is protected. The writer or compiler of this God-forsaken book warns the reader that the recipes may seem disgusting, but the knowledge revealed has been forbidden and has caused suffering and death to witches and the victims of witches. You don't think witchcraft was a serious menace in times past and present? Come with me and I'll show you how bad this menace actually gets, as the world's most powerful and secret religion moves ever closer to fulfilling its biblical destiny, and it will. Close your eyes or not, it will fulfill its destiny. Firstly, let's connect this sick art straight to modern Freemasonry with the word abracadabra, both written in triangular form from the Manual of Witchcraft and from the Encyclopedia of the Secret Society that your Prime Minister belongs to. And just like high-ranking Freemasons, male and female witches also drink out of a human skull. But here the practitioner drinks wine, in which they first dissolve or boil the brains or heart of an animal before consuming it all from the human skull. In this ritual, the initiate is instructed to drink in the night at spring water, out of a skull of one that hath been slain. That's right, out of the skull of a human who's been murdered or sacrificed. Otherwise, eat a pig with a knife that slew a man. Please don't turn away. Look straight ahead and open your eyes to the planet you are on, because the real monster under your bed doesn't actually go away when you close your eyes. In other rituals of the craft, you burn a rooster while he's alive. With the use of a poisonous plant used in ointments and potions of witches, you can assure death and destruction on a victim. You want to make a female enemy sterile or a male enemy impotent for the rest of his life? Otherwise, you can just kill them. The hand of glory is the severed hand that is dried and preserved to be used in black magic. Yes, a dead human hand. A black circle is most effective for operations of evil. The use of blood and sex in ritual was considered helpful for obtaining the necessary energy to successfully work.
Why are you not taking notes? Stop that. Fuck me. Take it. Oh, yeah, while he's talking, did you get tempted to draw a circle?
Me?
Mag, yeah. Did you feel your hand moving in the man? Oh, you drew the circle. Don't try to cover it now. I see that.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
I was influenced, definitely, man.
Martin. Yeah, she's getting in. And he's getting in, so.
Ishi. Martin.
Mate, when I come back in, I thought it was a woman speaking, man. I realised it's the same guy.
Man said, drink from the skull, from the head of someone that you just murked, or eat a pig with a knife that you've murked someone with. Yeah. Literally going ham. What's to eat a pig? That's either one or the other. Either way, someone's got a dead.
Someone's got a dead. Mad thing. Them man skull and crossbones, man, they got Geronimo's skull, supposedly.
Skull, yeah.
Mad thing. Mocking the thing.
Work magic or achieve mystical insight. But here's where the darkness thickens even further. Animals such as black cats or children may be sacrificed, and participants may drink the blood of the sacrifice. And just so you know that Stanley Kubrick wasn't joking, an orgy of participants sometimes follows the mass. No remorse, just science, the science of witchcraft, the royal art. And here, what's necessary for the working is the fat of young children, dead children. How many children do you think go missing in Australia every year? That's how many. And what about the world? Is it 1 million? Well, according to the International Centre for Missing and Exploited Children, it's 8 million children per year.
Don't you think the International Centre for Missing and Exploited Children probably running the most fucking trafficked children themselves?
Sounds like it.
Just come on.
Why is that specific number? 8 million a year specific. That sounds organized.
Mad.
Do you think that the highest, most absolute, and most divine knowledge of natural philosophy has anything to do with that? Any chance of an international secret system that is bolstered by initiations and degrees and bound under the...
We say Brad proper like did a runner like.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like this is good stuff. Like he needs to come on.
He ducked out.
Most brutal penalties that the human mind can ever devise. Do you think that has any involvement? Any chance of that? Am I saying that this Freemason has sacrificed children? No, I never said that. But did he ever even remotely mention the secret societies? Did he ever try to warn you? Educate you? No, he was under oath. Am I saying that these Freemasons have sacrificed children? No, I never said that either. But have they ever warned you about the secret society that believes that Lucifer is the savior? The society functioning right under your nose, that secret society? No, not a chance. Julia Gillard admitted she belonged to one, but that's about it because they're all under oath. So where does this ancient craft originate from? It originates from the spirit realm, from spirit beings. That's who taught mankind the royal art before civilization began. In this chapter, The Rites of Satanism and Witchcraft, the manual explains that a typical satanic Sabbath was, number one, a homage to the devil, usually performed as the osculum infamy, also known as the kiss of shame, which is so shameful that we'll just put it this way. The ritual involves
kiss my ass,
kissing the hindquarters of the devil, the rear. Surely this is far removed from anything to do with Freemasonry. People, the original order of the Knights Templar were found guilty of this very same obscene ritual. And where do you find the modern variant of the Knights Templars of today? I told you. In the highest degree of Freemasonry, right here. Here's a couple of them now. And what's on this Templar's head? From the Masonic Encyclopedia, remember? A symbol of Baphomet, according to 33rd degree Aleister Crowley. And we could confirm that in the Satanic Bible. That's exactly what's hiding deep inside of Freemasonry. I'm only showing you this to show you the reality of Satanism and the demonic realm, the world you can't see.
On this earth, and in this earth, and in the world we can't see.
Look here. The hierarchy of demons occupies a more important place in both black and white magic rituals. Both black and white. This is where the power of witchcraft comes from. And this is the reason these bizarre rituals actually function and actually work. Because after the ritual is performed on earth, its effects are carried out to their conclusion in the spirit realm by spiritual beings or demons, actual demons. The reality that is hidden from you. Because if you found out that Satan was real, then that would have to make Jesus Christ real too. And he is the one they hate. And if Jesus Christ is real, that changes everything. And this is how much they hate him. The prayer that Jesus taught his disciples is performed backwards. The high priest is sometimes naked. A prostitute assists him, and a naked virgin, who may later be deflowered, is the altar. Everything that is sacred is defiled, and everything that is filthy is honored as pure. Because of their burning hatred of Jesus Christ, just as he's hated by the fallen angels that they worship. It gets worse when you hear what they use as a substitute for the bread that Jesus broke and told his disciples to eat in remembrance of him. A wafer which initiates smeared with this, this, and this. Or the name of Satan may be written upon it. And this isn't even witchcraft. This is just a ceremony announcing who they love and who they hate. So is Satan real? It continues to state in the hierarchy of demons at the very top, Satanakia, whose title is the Commander-in-Chief. What did Bob Dylan, the Freemason, call the one he made a bargain with?
Should I ask who you made the bargain with? with the chief commander.
Same title, Commander-in-Chief, Chief Commander. Are you following? But watch this. In case the darkness is getting a little too thick and encompassing for you, let's shine a little light. The true light that only the Gospels can supply, speaking to us humans and revealing something about Satan. The Gospels state, you follow the spirit of the age in this world system as dominated by the commander of the spiritual powers of the air. Satan, the god of this world, the commander. You still think the Gospels are wrong or fake? See, Satanists know that the spirits also live in the air, just as the Gospels reveal. You can summon any of these demonic spirits by name if you possess the royal art. Who do you think this figure on the front cover represents? A magician who is inadequately prepared and cannot attain his desires may seek the aid of Satan. That's who this is. Now that you know, hopefully for a fact, that these are the top of the human food chain, do you think they'd be fooling around with stupid fairy tales? No. Witchcraft and Satanism is absolutely real, hence their earthly power. This demon here, fifth in the pyramid structure, holds the title of Inspector General. And what's the title of the highest degree in Freemasonry, who exists in every local lodge in every suburb, a suburb near you? Inspector General. Same title as the living demon. Do you believe me now? You can even conjure Lucifer himself, or Beelzebub, who the Gospels call the Prince of the Devils. Both of whom are listed as superior spirits in this book of witchcraft and magic. I can show you so much more from this disgusting book, but I'll cut it off here with the seal of Saturn, a demonic sigil from the complete book of magic and witchcraft. And this is his seal. Can you see? Do you see? This
Jez, you
is the
told me to
sign
look at Saturn, isn't it?
above you.
Yeah.
The one-eyed religion of Freemasonry, hidden right in front of those who have their eyes wide shut. I'm going to now show you what that world that they are building from the ashes of the one you're currently.
What you lot saying, man? What you lot saying? Let's get. Yeah.
Boy, I'm enjoying this. Really. I knew a lot of the high level summary version, but yeah, there's a lot of detail in this for me, but none of it's shocking though. None of it.
No, well, you don't have to talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he seems to just be. Yeah, he's just covering the stuff. Some of it's a bit. Yeah, the Christian angle of it's a bit weird though. But
yeah, I try.
If he's being genuine, then I can understand why he's coming from that angle.
And he's a bit scared as well.
I guess I get it as well.
Remember, he's scared as well. So if he's saying he's just escaped, and you know they always go back. Batman.
He's doing
just give him a one phone call, and he'll stiffen up. And
so, what are we saying? This is the 6ix9ine of Freemasonry.
Basically.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Mad Max.
That's funny.
Looks like. But lastly, to drive this business of blood sacrifice home, here's American rapper Azealia Banks with the 666 hand sign, and now over the all-seeing eye in her video, the eye in the triangle of the Freemasons on her shirt, and the devil's horns, her liberator, her master, her commander, and now displaying the secret society vow of silence. Along with that, the last brief glimpse into the highly concealed royal art of Freemasonry.
No crap that's about to come off my floor right now, guys. Oh my god. 3 years worth of brujeria. Yes, you know I gotta scrape all this shit up.
And what does brujeria mean? You know what it means. Witchcraft. Azealia Banks, the witch, with her eye in the triangle shirt, and the logo of, for example, the Grand Lodge of Freemasonry in Spain. One and the same symbol. the logo of the Fraternity of the Freemasons, and the logo of this Church of Lucifer. The one eye, one and the same symbol. Freemasonry has deceived you. Yes, people, now you know how Satanism has functioned out of sight and out of mind. You still think there's no such thing as witchcraft? Or that it only existed in the olden days? You still think that blood isn't a part of the royal art? You still think that local Masonic lodges of the world are not filtering systems for Satanists and a cloak for organized Satanism with a grand master plan for the world? You think there's nothing to the blood sacrifice of Jesus Christ? After seeing all this and the Azealia Banks clip, and after realizing that there exists a hidden and guarded science of the art of blood sacrifice, you think there was no science behind Jesus' crucifixion, a deeper reality that we can't see or understand? You think Jesus didn't know what he was doing? Or are you one of those who still think he didn't exist? Tell me, how can they hate something that doesn't exist? If only you could hear from some other Freemasons who have the courage to break their oaths. But you won't. You won't. This is probably it. But I once heard from a Freemason, an honest one, in about 2016, after I posted this picture on Facebook. He knew the truth, just like you do now, or just like you should. And he wrote to me, and he said, by the time we are done, every church will be a brothel. Well, in case you think that that's impossible, this is a fashion show that was held in a church, a real church, and it was organized by high-ranking Freemasons, who you will see now to be Satanists. Designed to be a heart-wrenching mockery and a colossal sign of the times, this event. Just so you know, it's a Masonic production. Here's the inside of a lodge. See those twin pillars? Well, here they are. See the Masonic checkered floorboard? Well, there it is. See the Masonic square and compass? Well, there it is. And do you see the eye of Freemasonry? Yeah, there they are. The lower square in the square and compass has been disfigured so that as to not make it too obvious. But now that we've established that, here is the spirit of Freemasonry, as displayed through just a few of the models. This one wears the horns of the Baphomet, the horns of Satan, with his all-seeing eye in the background. More horns. This model wears the all-seeing eye, as does this one. And this disgusting thing with another huge all-seeing eye of Lucifer in the background. Then there's this, with a satanic pentagram on her face. And finally, this male model in a skirt with two satanic inverted crosses of Jesus Christ on his top in a church. Oh, the morbid victory of the Freemasons.
Fuck's sake. Mocking the thing.
When people like Lady Gaga cover one eye while wearing an inverted cross,
I knew she was coming into this some
the
point.
connection of the one eye symbolism to Satanism, then your observational skills have been compromised. In the span of 2 days, I saw these ads in my local shopping center. And that alone tells me that the satanic age is here, manifesting all around us, seemingly invisible, while you look straight ahead through the symbols. Just like the initiation process of the secret societies themselves, society at large must be incrementally introduced and seduced into further depravity and self-love. And haven't we been slowly but surely perverted over time, degree by degree, until we think that men dressing as women is beautiful and healthy? Anal sex is a form of expressing love. The sick world of pornography is considered as liberating for women and men and protected by free speech. In California, babies are allowed to be aborted after birth because it's a woman's choice. And that's not considered murder. A world where we should applaud young children like Desmond is amazing, cross-dressing while he dances for gay men at a gay bar on a podium because he's paving the way for the kids of the future. And we should get shamed, fined, and even jailed if we point out that this is sick, sinful, and dare call it evil, which is what it is. What spirit is behind Desmond is amazing? Oh yeah, an evil spirit, no doubt about it. You think Freemasonry and their peculiar morals aren't behind the decline of Christian morality and morality worldwide? It's all by design. The Masonic war on Jesus and the Christian social structure, generally undetected by human perceptions, and still people will write to me and comment on how absurd what I've said is. A cloud over the eyes of their heart. Well, I'll tell you this. There is no bigger axe that has ever been grinded than the one Freemasonry grinds. Because the appearance of Jesus Christ pretty much destroyed their religion, drove it underground, and they will have their revenge. Soon you're going to see it. We've all been initiated into the lowest levels of materialistic Satanism under the banner of secular humanism. I know blokes who think that life's great, mate. Life's terrific. Life's what you make it. Evil, Lucifer, Satan, these are just words that Christians invented to help them sleep better at night. There are no cults. There are no conspiracies. John F. Kennedy's speech about secret societies plotting against the world, that's not relevant anymore. That's history. There's no such thing as Satanism amongst civilized people. Oh, children, when darkness comes to your door, takes your wife, takes your health, your job, your home, your freedom, your children, then you call out, oh my God, this is evil. Why is this happening to me? Well, here comes the darkness. Here comes the evil. You want to know what the New World Order looks like? You want to know what the future holds? You want to know what horror is coming to our planet? As Jesus told us, for then there will be great distress, unequaled from the beginning of the world until now, and never to be equaled again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Masonic New World Order. These are the mysterious Georgia Guidestones, also known as the American Stonehenge. They are a set of granite monoliths which were constructed in 1980 and funded by an unknown and anonymous group and commissioned by a man using the pseudonym R.C. Christian. On a ledger beside the monument is written, "Let these be guidestones to an age of reason." Here we have a reference to a new age. With this, we get a clue as to the spirit behind the structure. The Age of Reason happens to be the title of a book by Thomas Paine. Now, you can colour him any which way you want to, but whichever way, one glaring colour shines through. Thomas was a hater of Christianity. That's the second clue to the spirit behind the Georgia Guidestones. The third is the fact that the Guidestones feature as what could be seen as a replacement to the 10 Commandments of the Christian God with the new 10 Commandments of the New Age, because I will not steal, cheat, buy, kill, and so on. They're just, well, too narrow for the New Age, for the Age of Reason. Clearly designed to be a take on the biblical commandments, being 10 in number. They are all very vague indeed. But anyone can ascertain the horror that must first take place before this New Age can begin by looking at the first guideline, because this one's not vague at all. Maintain humanity at under 500 million. That's right, a reduction of at least 7 billion human beings would be necessary for that. This thing cost the equivalent of $500,000 US to build, and the street it's located on is named after it, so that tells you how much reach its creators had. Its presence alone is a disgrace and a declaration of execution to most living people alive today. But let's go on to the fourth clue as to the spirit behind these monuments. the monuments outlining the Age of Reason. The name R.C. Christian, the so-called person who commissioned the building of these giant slabs, anyone who's versed in secret societies or is a high-ranking member themselves would instantly recognize the pseudonym as a reference to the secret society known as the Rosicrucians, which is just another secret society branch that exists under the umbrella of Freemasonry, which is an extension of all secret societies of the past and is now the mother of all of them. In this Masonic website, Worshipful Master Win Westcott urges the Freemasons to consider their status as Rosicrucians. The RC stands for Rosenkreuz. Christian Rosenkreuz is the mythical founder of the Rosicrucian order. And as impossible as it is for me to prove that Thomas Paine himself, the writer of Age of Reason, was a Freemason, he did also write this book, The Origin of Freemasonry. That is the spirit behind the Georgia Gladstones, the satanic spirit, and a straight off the bat view of this approaching new age. I told you, the whole system is about to change, and it's not going into the future. It's actually going back into the past. The old religion, that's what's taking everything over. And you'll walk straight into it, blind as a bat, thinking these people want to help you. They will appear as your saviors, forgetting or never being told in the first place that all this time there have been two societies in the world. The visible one, which is the one we're in, and the invisible one. Remember that the invisible one considers you profane, vile, and vulgar. Why on earth would they want to keep you around? In a book I can't mention written by them, people are referred to as useless eaters. We've become excess inventory, redundant, and past our use-by date in their eyes. Think about this. According to a prediction by Information Technology and Research.
Why can't you mention that book?
Yeah, what's this book? Do we know it?
Yeah. Hold on. I think it might be a Henry Kissinger book. Might have something to do with Kissinger. Or there's another book. No, I can't really tell which book it is. There's a book by that title, but that's not the title of the book, clearly, because he said he couldn't mention the title.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that it would be a famous quote or notable. Okay, might be a Nazi book still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Advisory firm Gartner, 1/3 of jobs will be replaced by software, robots, and smart machines by 2025. That's 4 years away. Google engineering director Ray Kurzweil anticipates that robots will have reached human-level intelligence by 2029. And by 2050, 80% of all jobs will be eliminated by automation. What on earth are you and your family good for then? What do you think the secret society will do to the vile multitude then? The utopia is coming, but it ain't your utopia. You still think that by the measure of the minds of international Satanism, you should be kept around? This excess baggage that the bulk of society has become? No, no, no. The new age is dawning. And generally speaking, you're not invited. It'll just look like you are. Remember that Charles Darwin, the Freemason, is listed as an influential figure in the Satanic Church. So mass murder and mass death are natural and necessary themes in the name of evolution, an artificially induced evolution into this. Here's the same image in real life in Eilat, Israel, seemingly unrelated to the seal on the US dollar bill, right? But standing in glory with a Masonic square and compass, telling you exactly who owns this pyramidal symbol, complete with the one eye on top. Same symbol, same designers, worshipping the same God. You should be getting goosebumps by now. Is this a conspiracy led by international Freemasonry? You don't have to bet your life on it, because your life has already been placed as a bet on your behalf and without your knowledge, but with your permission, because all of the information is hidden in plain sight. In your face is where it's hidden. You're going to lose this battle unless you've been hidden in Jesus Christ, the only one who warned you that the new age is a trap and that it is the climax to this epic drama being played out on planet Earth. Now hang on, brace yourself, because I ain't going to let you down. This is a magazine called The New Age, but if you press rewind, you can find its source. Supreme Council of 33 Degree, Freemasonry. This one stretches way back to 1922. See the twin pillars of Freemasonry? Look, this is 19th century Freemason and New Age pioneer Helena Blavatsky on the cover of this edition. She's the one who wrote that darkness is absolute light and that Satan is the god of our planet and that we are in hell. But do you think the readers of these magazines are told that? No. Darkness is sold as light. Satan is disguised, and it's him in the details. This Masonic New Age magazine was the precursor to all magazines and trends, promoting the great deception of self-love and spirituality. Meanwhile, you're feeding off the plate that Luciferians serve you. Look at how the Satanic Bible in 1966 reveals the reality behind the curtain. Evidence of a new Satanic age. A new age. The new Satanic age. All rigged and all propelled by Freemasonry. Satanism's magic cloak. After all, and I think you should have guessed by now that Anton Szandor LaVey, the founder of the Satanic Church, the one who vowed to help destroy Christianity, is himself a Freemason. I can't prove it to you, but I know it, because of not only his obvious fondness of the fraternity of the Freemasons and the mention of it in his Satanic Bible, and its vital role in the Satanic takeover, but also because of the symbols, specifically this one, generally called the Devil's Claw or the Lion's Paw. Freemason James de Rothschild displaying the Devil's Claw or the Lion's Paw. X-Factor's L.A. Reid showing the Devil's Horns next to fellow Freemason Avril Lavigne. The Secret Society sign for the Devil's Number and displaying the Devil's Claw over and over. The better example is with New Age guru Annie, co-writer of Lucifer magazine and 33rd Degree Freemason, also showing the Lion's Paw here and here. But the best example I have is with Aerosmith. Guitarist Joe Perry clearly displaying the sign of the Master of the Second Veil of the Freemasons, and right next to him, Steven Tyler, doing the Lion's Paw. Clearly both Freemasons, secretly showing their allegiance with symbols. And here's Anton LaVey displaying the same Masonic symbol. Yes, a Freemason founded the Satanic Church. Now that we know who's really behind the so-called New Age, listen to some of the confessions of the New Agers in their literature once you scrape past all the talk of spirituality and love and rainbows. New Age author, feminist and hater of Christianity, Barbara G. Walker writes in The Woman's Encyclopedia of Myths and Secrets, a 666, 666 was the magic number of the triple Aphrodite. She further compliments the number when she calls it the miraculous number 666. Speaking of the New Age to come, PhD Christopher Hyatt writes in Undoing Yourself, as we moved closer and closer to the well-planned for and long-awaited invocation of the Prime Minister unto the very King of Hell, the Grand Vicar of Lord Lucifer. Yes, the very well-planned for and very long-awaited indeed. Do you see what's coming? Mr. Hyde also enlightens us in the fact that opposites do not exist apart from the mind. Evil and good are all in your head. That's why you should brace yourself, because these are the minds creating the new world system. He confirms this. The new age will require new men, men of high consciousness and fortitude. All of our present dogma models will crumble. He means the Christian and the Christian social structure will crumble. In the introduction to the book, another PhD, Robert Anton Wilson, tells you what the New Age really thinks of the Christian social structure, which you have more or less enjoyed your whole life, Christian or not. Christianity and democracy have been among the worst disasters to ever befall the human race. I've told you, atheists, you're going to miss Christianity when it's gone. Here's a picture of Robert with the Masonic eye in a triangle on the wall behind him. Remember where the term New Age came from. So once again, do you think that the new system, the New Age, is going to be democratic, a system that respects you or gives a damn about what you think once it's in place? Let me answer it this way. Christopher Hyatt quotes from one of his literary heroes and famed philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche, who said, "What is more harmful than any vice? Active sympathy for the ill-constituted and weak, Christianity." So to be a Christian and to actively have sympathy for the weak, that's the worst vice. That's backward and evil. So the answer is no. This is what I'm warning you about. And look, Frederick's work has exerted a profound influence on modern history. That's from Wikipedia. You know what else Frederick said? You probably won't find this on Wikipedia. The domestic animal, the herd animal, the sick animal man. That's the Christian. And what book of Frederick were these quotes pulled from? The Antichrist. Nietzsche also wrote, Beyond Good and Evil. That's how the all-seeing eye sees things, remember? So does Christopher Hyatt mention mass murder and depopulation in his book? Sure, here you go. Those who would survive can do so only by grasping the vision of what lies ahead. The new wave that will carry them into an interesting future. Yeah, where the vicar of Lucifer is God and Prime Minister. He openly admits the identity of this man. This Antichrist that most of you still think is a fairy tale figure from a fairy tale book. Jesus calls him the man of sin whose number is 666. The actual Antichrist, beloved of the secret societies. Yes, people, the New Age is satanic, actually and literally. On the front cover of this book, in which Christopher was co-writer, you can clearly see the eye in the triangle of the Freemasons above the Baphomet. Christopher admits in another book that both satanic cults and Christian fundamentalists are closer to seeing the truth than most normal people. Yes, indeed, how true that is. In Coming World Changes, Harriet and Homer Curtis speak of a prophecy they received from a mysterious spirit titled King of the World. Now, I wonder who that could be. Think not that any country in this broad world can escape. And they also speak of the long-expected great teacher, the king of the new one-world government. The victors will remain as the seed of the new race, the people, the new land, for the new sixth great race. This is the race that Luciferian Lady Gaga referred to. All part of the plan. In Threshold to Tomorrow, New Age author Ruth Montgomery writes on page 206 that Only those open to the reality of one world will be around to enjoy it. Sounds like another vague suggestion for mass murder. Vera Elder Stanley's book title implies much the same thing: initiation of the world. That's right, it's coming. You think Vera hasn't been initiated into the secret one-eyed religion? What else has she authored? How about the finding of the third eye, the all-seeing eye? New Age author John Randolph Price writes in The Planetary Commission, in question and answer form, how do you define the Antichrist? The answer is pretty amazing. Any individual or group who denies the divinity of man as exemplified by Jesus Christ, the highest self of each individual, which Jesus Christ never exemplified because he is God. If you deny that mere men and women are divine gods, you are unfit for the glorious New Age kingdom. And you are the definition of Antichrist. In Practical Spirituality, he prepares his readers for a population drop of 2.5 billion people before the New Age era can begin. On page 32 of New Age author Barbara Marx Hubbard's book, Happy Birthday Planet Earth, she states that people will either change or die. That's the choice, she says. Notice the New Age has a new gospel, yet all the while, the world will be neglected of the information in the real Gospels, where it warns and predicts. For if someone comes and preaches another Jesus, not the Jesus whom we preached, or another gospel, you are most beautifully tolerant of them. In the Book of Knowledge, The Keys of Enoch, the writer has a quote-unquote direct experience with two spirits, Enoch and Metatron, and they share with the writer spiritually scientific teachings regarding the new system of things soon to be fully manifest. The reason this work is considered extra special amongst its readers is because it was the first book to point out the alignment between the Great Pyramid and the constellation of Orion. The first book ever. That's basically proof that these spirits, Enoch and Metatron, are the real deal. Not only that, it was also the first book to show the direct relationship between DNA coding and the divine name. That's pretty serious, and the atheists should be really waking up by now, because this is the world's most powerful and secret religion we're talking about, nothing less. The writer was told that those who govern the earth are those who have fallen from the heavens. He calls them the masters, and even states that they were punished with penalties that were assigned to each. These are the fallen angels of the Bible, people. These are the masters of the Masonic New Age, as proven here in one of the illustrations from the book. Same symbology. This worldwide catastrophe that is coming will bring about a complete reorganization of Earth's life system. And like all high-grade initiates of the physical societies, every attempt is made to bring positivity to the number of the Vicar of Lucifer. I was given instruction to use the specific light harmonics 666, 999, and 12, 12, 12. The spirits further inform the writer of the Keys of Enoch that the pattern 666 is used to identify you with respect to the Earth's vibration. The number of the beast of the Book of Revelation of Jesus Christ is not only being glorified, it's manifesting in the world. And from another illustration from the book, once again, the same image we see being used over and over with the eye on top of the pyramid. This is the secret religion that encompasses us and has been influencing us for decades upon decades, 2 to 3 centuries, in fact. Just like the Gospels explain, this is an absolute counterfeit of the truth. Christ is mentioned everywhere, but not Jesus Christ. No, this is the Antichrist spirit, who will eventually manifest and appear to the world as one man. Doesn't sound so mythical anymore when you see that the enemies of Jesus Christ and those behind the New World System, they use biblical terms. And Christ, to depict the antithesis, the anti of the real Christ, their savior. And these spirits from the world we can't see are the ones who taught mankind the sick art of witchcraft. Look at who supplies this book online, sacredmagic.com. You know what magic really is and what it really entails now. So once again, you can see the connection, the relationship. If you still think that this phrase, New World Order, is a conspiracy theory, you're suffering from a medical condition. On the Lucius Trust website, the consultants to the European Union, you find the statement that the New World servers are occupied with the task of inaugurating the New World Order. In the same article, this shocking admission is made. 2/3 of humanity will stand upon the path at the close of this age, and with that, 1/3 will die, or to put it surreptitiously, will be held over for later unfoldment. That's the Lucius Trust. The word Lucius being the replacement for the word Lucifer, who works hand in hand with the EU, the European Union, stating that 2.5 billion human beings are planned to be killed off, all predicted by Jesus and only Jesus. And if you still think I'm joking or misleading you about what these people are and what they plan to do, here's a book written by the founder of the Lucius Trust, the Freemason Alice Bailey, Education in the New Age, where she, well, educates you about mass population reduction. When a form proves inadequate or too diseased or too crippled for the expression of that purpose, it is, from the point of view of the hierarchy, no disaster when that form has to go. Death is not a disaster to be feared. The work of the destroyer is not really cruel or undesirable. Do you see? Did you hear that? Through the all-seeing eye of Lucifer, the destroyer, for the purpose of the new world, death and mass murder isn't evil, it's good. And Alice Bailey in The Labors of Hercules also tries to re-educate us and protect that God-forsaken number, predicted in the Gospels to be associated with evil. The number of the physical plane activity is called the number of the beast. This idea seems to have a horrible fascination with many, but what it really means is that Virgo is the symbol of triplicity, 6 on the physical plane, 6 on the emotional plane, and 6 on the mental plane, not 666 at all. And one more time, from the consultants to the European Union, from their website, Lucius Trust, to prove to you that these people are all working toward and waiting for the world leader. The coming of the avatar and the advent of the coming one are the keynotes of the prevalent expectancy. After everything I've shown you, are you going to ignore this? Or worse, are you going to trust these people, of whom were predicted to this very condemnation 2,000 years ago, right down to a one-world system, depopulation, and to the man who will carry the number 666, and with it, implement a new system in which you won't be able to buy or sell unless you receive a mark in your hand or forehead. And what's just been announced by Business Insider? Cashless society. Due to this, by 2024. This is the manufactured trend for the world. And you better believe it's fulfilling biblical prophecy. You know that book that's been ripped out of schools and hysterically discredited? Why do you think there's a single eye displayed on all the covers of George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984? It's because the one-eye religion is the one in permanent control, where democracy and Christianity have been utterly extinguished, and the remaining population live in a whole new level of permanent communism. It is well known that George Orwell himself had ties with the Fabian Society, which is a secret society complete with degrees of initiation. Tucked away neatly somewhere under the wing of Freemasonry, the Fabian Society's logo used to be this: a wolf in sheep's clothing, which is exactly what Freemasonry is. And it was a metaphor for gradually advancing socialism. And socialism is communism for slow learners. This level of denial on our part has been brought on by mass propaganda, because everything has been weaponized to work against you and God's truth. Education, entertainment, and economics. You're a slave to each one. And Freemasonry is the slave master. Listen to the Grand Pontiff of Universal Freemasonry tell you about it in Morals and Dogma. The blind force of the people is a force that must be economized and also managed as the blind force of steam. You are just blind energy to them, made to be enslaved. This force must have a brain. Who do you think the brain is? Freemasonry is the brain, obviously. And he's saying that we're just the body parts that move to its will. Look, these are some pictures I took of the local obelisk in my town. An erect phallus hidden in plain sight. See how the cube at the bottom is rough? In Freemasonry, it's called the rough ashlar stone. Well, watch this from Morals and Dogma. The rough ashlar is the people, rude and unorganized. Once again, you can see what this secret society secretly thinks of you. Now see how the stone built on top is smooth? That's called the perfect ashlar. The perfect ashlar is the state, the rulers. Yeah, the one-eye sex cult of Freemasonry, which hides its master, Satanism. Now, where is this brain taking us? Remember, this guy is the general who fought against the United States forces to uphold the institution of slavery. And the Grand Pontiff of Universal Freemasonry, who calls you the vulgar herd and the ignorant multitude, and admits that, yes, unbelievably so, Lucifer is the light bearer. This is the highest authority in Freemasonry, the secret religion of all our leaders and idols. Believe it. Now listen to this. The papacy and rival monarchies, all that will become the heritage of the temple, meaning the temple of Freemasonry. The world will soon come to us for its sovereigns and pontiffs. We shall constitute the equilibrium of the universe and be rulers over the masters of the world. They're gonna own it all. And it's true, the papacy and the monarchy have fallen into their hands. All Freemasons now. This is a 150-year-old book, so you can see how far ahead they plan while we stay ignorant. How do you suppose that they won't achieve the New World Order? The New World Order of death. Of combined and systematic movement and effort, the great revolution prepared for by the ages will begin to march. The future is all planned for by them, and the revolution prepared for by the ages is coming. And it'll look like a natural occurring event, just as current events seem natural. Lastly, from his other book, Legenda, and reading from the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, Albert writes, and thus the warfare against the powers of evil, meaning Christianity, that crushed the order of the temple in the 1300s, goes steadily on, and freedom marches ever onward toward the conquest of the world. The conquest of the world, guys. And this is their method. Ingenious as it is, the double-headed eagle, left and right paradigm. Whether you are pro-abortion or life, prefer Macca's or KFC, Ford or Holden, vote Liberal or Labor, shop at Coles or Woolies.
Yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow's another day. Oh, shit. Yeah, tomorrow's another day, bro.
Yeah, G.
You get me?
So, I'm
gonna leave that there. And yeah, back on air tomorrow, 9:15 and whatnot. But yeah, tomorrow's another day, and there's like another hour left on this video. That's not happening. Get me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bad boy show today, though. Still not gonna lie.
Yeah, man. Good.
Bad boy show. Yo, family tree. Hit the like button on your way out, innit? Show some love. Hit up that PayPal. Cash app. Something, man. Hear me?
Yeah.
And yeah, be back on tomorrow. With some of that good stuff. Some of that chill business. Today was good, man. The way that Brad did the fucking 90 meters. What's it, 90 meters? 100 meters?
100-yard dash.
Listen.
Out, bro. Oh, out. Like, I never heard, like, why was he stuttering like that?
I mean, what do you think the possibility? Some of it's revelation to him.
We bust so much facts on him. But we had him at this kind of before, but this was deep though.
Yeah, exactly. This is laid out. And like I said from the beginning, my man's deliberately speaking in a certain way. He's literally programming his information into the viewers.
Yeah.
So if he's still alive, I think this is a plant. Just for the sake of sharing the information. Well, not just for the sake, but for the sake. Because it's something I thought about here. Because from looking at NLP, crafted messages that way. And as soon as I started doing it, it was immediate backlash. Like, as in, for the first time ever, you're going to see now for definite. This is no coincidence. You know for definite this is backlash. It happened the first time I did it, as soon as I did it. So the fact that he's got a 5-hour-long video where he's doing it all the way through. And it's subtle. We can go back and study it. We could just study 10 minutes of it, and you'll see all the different devices he's using it's literally to put you in trance. When you go in trance, you're just soaking up all the information. Even if you're thinking about other stuff. That's the purpose of it. So we could go through it another day. Not the whole video, but just any section of it. Any section. And just dissect it. 10 minutes. But yeah, it's deep still, very deep. I'm not disappointed at all.
Yeah, family. Well, tomorrow then, big up yourselves.
Yeah, man. Big up, family.
Big up, everyone. Big up, Jobs.
Big up, man.
Go leave a comment on the show and that. Get me, leave a comment. And yeah, catch the other half, the after hours bit on Jedi Online when I decide to take them all off private. Probably do that tomorrow.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.